Hey guys, this is Johnny Plays, and I'm here with Michael and Jason, and we're going to be just talking about Mass Effect today. So, yeah, if you guys don't know about Mass Effect, it's just a game that came out in, what was it, 2008 or 2009? And it came out on the 360 and PC originally. It also came out later on the PS3 as a collection, and I believe Nintendo Wii U, maybe. I'm not sure, but we're going to discuss actually the definitive version today. So they did a whole collection and resold it, and we brought it for $10 Australian, and decided to talk about it. If you guys want to give a little intro to yourselves, go ahead. Sandman, Jason.
Jason, do you want to do the honors?
Oh, sure. Hi everyone. My name's Jason, and I also played Mass Effect with these guys. I think it was about 10 years between playthroughs, so it was fun to go through it a second time. It's definitely a lot better than It actually held up really well. I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it back in the day, but it was like, wow, this is actually like way better than I remember. So yeah, looking forward to getting into the details if I can remember them. Um, Hopefully, the conversation will jog my memory as we go along.
Yeah, when did you first play it? I remember us talking about back in the day.
Yeah, it was around the time that you played it because I remember talking to you a lot about it, and it was on my P. I just got a game PC, so I want to say it was around 2000
I see you
what?
played on PC, not on Xbox 360.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I actually was surprised when you said 360. I was like, wow, I wouldn't have thought it would 360 be able to handle it, but now they're confused. I'm pretty sure it was PC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got my gaming PC and I played it. It was around 2011, 12 sort of thing.
Oh wow, you played it pretty late. Uh,
Yeah, I think I
to,
was. Yeah,
We all
later.
played it when, before number three came out.
Yeah, I think I was. I think you were playing, getting into number three, and then or just before number three came out, and then I went back
ah,
through and I was telling you about it, and you were like, yeah, so something like that. Because it came out in 2007. So I definitely didn't play it
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah. I played it. I think when it first came out, and I wasn't sort of looking on the news or anything. I just sort of went to JB Hi-Fi, near the bungle near our work. So I was
Yep.
on my way from work, and I saw it on the store shelf with Fallout 3. I was going to buy Fallout 3 because we were sort of talking about it. But when I saw Mass Effect and I saw it was BioWare, because I just finished playing Knights of the Old 1 and 2 probably about a year before, and I fell in love with Bioware at that time because I was like, oh, this is so excellent. And I saw this new game. I'm like, just when you see the cover of it, it's just this guy out in black staring up with like all these sort of weird aliens around it, and the back cover looked really cool. But yeah, because it was Bioware, I was like, I had a bit more trust in the product, and I thought, well, what can go wrong? You know what I mean? And then I played it and I was pleasantly surprised. How about you, Michael? What was your story?
uh, hey guys, I'm Michael. Uh, my story is essentially I am John's younger brother, so whenever he got a game to play, I would sit beside him and watch, and then generally, since Knights of the Old Republic, he would always play the good side, and then I would always play the bad side,
That's so
just
true.
so we'd see both outcomes. And essentially, the same thing happened on Mass Effect,
Yeah, yeah, you played the
which I
Renegade.
enjoyed it. Yeah,
Had
Although I
to be
like Mass
different.
I have a
it doesn't really have a good and evil. It's kind of like
no, it doesn't.
interesting in that you're kind of good, but you're like, yeah, a different version of, I suppose, quote unquote good. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I always favor into Paragon in all these games just because of the stuff I do, but there's always points where like you have a little bit of Renegade because you never ever go past the moment where you can punch someone in the face.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah, punch the news reporter in the face.
Yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like what was your experience when you first played it back then?
It was. I enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. I played as a infiltrator first time. Had a lot of fun. Uh, I don't know if the legendary edition changed a few things, or I'm just looking at it through rose-colored lenses.
Hmm.
But certain aspects of the game just felt so crap, like the Mako driving.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, it felt
yeah,
worse.
we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
It was just odd things like that from
The
the
map design,
game.
some of the level designs was like so confusing. It was like,
Yeah,
who
like
made this
I,
piece of crap? The hell am I
I,
playing?
yeah, I enjoyed it, but I can't really remember much more that I did back in the day.
Yeah, well, I remember when we first sort of played it, it was pretty cool. Like, you know, getting to decide on things. You know, you're talking characters. It was, but the world was the thing that sucked me in. You know, it was just such a great experience and really refreshing. I do remember
Yeah,
though going through and thinking at the time, it's a little bit clunky, but it was classic sort of RPG. It was like mixing RPG and action, but didn't really give you action that well. If you know what I mean? But
yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
how you
But
guys feel this game's hold up since then?
Story wise, I think it's probably aged better. It's better than I remember it. Like, I think I'm just a bit older and a bit more, I don't know, a bit more versed in other things, and so I can appreciate its depth a little bit more. I think a lot of those, because there's such big ideas, like these, you know, Sovereign and the Reapers and these 1,000-year cycles, and they built civilization and they destroy it, and it's like, whoa, these are like really cool, deep ideas that I think I kind of like went over my head a little bit when I first played it. So I definitely was able to appreciate the nuances of the story a bit more this time, and I think it's done. I think it's. I don't. I think the story's gotten worse, far worse since back then. I don't think stories are that rich or
I
deep anymore.
I agree with you entirely. I like the story of the first one because it just keeps enough of it hidden. It
Yeah,
didn't try and go into depth in so much. It just was like it sold itself as like a shooter story with the subtle overworld in it, where you can just look at it and be like, "Ah, oh, this is just a classic shooter." Like your character is so generic in what they say,
Hmm.
but the overarching story, I agree. Once you play it again, you're like, okay, I can appreciate certain aspects, and then you look at others and you're like, yeah, I can understand that this is still the first game of this type.
yeah, still working out the bugs and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, and many of the other sort of features like they didn't quite get the combat right in the first game. Although I did like the amount of options you have in the first game compared to the sequels that come later on. Um, but it does sort of play off what if you ever played Dragon Age or Knights of the Old, you have like 100 different ways to beat the game, and that's what Mass Effect One feels like, where it's trying to you know give you so many different options. You can change, you can customize your gun any way you want. You want to give a particular gun that knocks enemies over, you just give it ammunition. You want to have ammunition that burns the enemy, go ahead. One that freezes the enemy, one that poisons the enemy. Go ahead.
When I was watching your playthrough, John, I was like, damn, you must have had a good pistol because your pistols was sending those zombies just flying. I was like,
Oh, right near the end. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I got an ammo upgrade that allowed me to kick, like knock over enemies. It was
yeah,
like,
looked like it had some punch to it.
yeah,
I had that with my sniper rifle. It had some, I don't know, it had ammo that had this like force, like killer forces behind it, and it would just, yeah, it just drop them. It was pretty fun.
it's pretty cool.
Did you ever use the high explosive ammo?
Yeah. Um,
That one on snipers was fantastic.
yeah.
Uh, I
Yeah.
didn't so much use it for my pistol. I was using the toxic rounds a lot, the
Yeah.
uh, linoleum rounds,
Yeah. I found myself
because
sorry, go ahead.
uh, so I
I,
was just saying because the toxic rounds would stop the Krogan guys from regenerating.
yep.
Oh yeah.
It was
Um,
handy.
Oh, that was so hard to beat the Krogans. That were probably
yeah,
my most hard. What they were the hardest enemy for me.
yeah, they were intimidating. Like when you saw them, you were like, "Oh no, I'm gonna have to like think about this because if I make a stupid decision."
And if I didn't have like
Yeah,
Liara or something else that can just freeze
Especially
them or hold them.
that last level where you're like running along the in the citadel, and there's like I think there's one point where there's like four of them, or like there's a few of them.
Yeah.
yeah, the Krogan battle masters, whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you're just like, oh, that was
Oh,
pretty tough.
they come charging
the
at you.
character I chose, like, this was the first time I'd ever gone adept in any of the games because most of the time I'd just go in like soldier, engineer, infiltrator. Playing as adept, once you hit those Krogan at the end, you just like that one's stasis. Lift up all the others so they can't move. Do warp so they lose all their
That's
shield and
hilarious.
just devastate them.
Yeah, that's probably actually a better strategy than just going in with guns and trying to shoot them because they're so tough.
Oh yeah, like psychic.
Adept was
Yeah,
just yeah, so good.
yeah. All the psychic ones were so good. I remember taking Liara on a couple of missions just because I'm like, well, at least she can hover them up in the air, and then I can just take pot shots till they die. I did find though the Geth weren't really that much of an issue, except for right at the start. I think the first mission I did, what was the first mission? Not Eden Prime, because Eden Prime's really quite tough. Oh, by the way, on this one I went. What did I go? I went Soul Survivor. What's the class I went? What class did you go, Jason?
Went you engineer?
Oh, engineer. That's right. Yes. Yeah, I went engineer on this one,
Yeah,
and
because I was
that
watching
was
you
yeah.
and I noticed that you kept like you used so many of your ability. I was telling this to Michael before. I was like, oh, I forgot that I didn't use like you had all these abilities and you were constantly using your abilities in battle. And I was like, why didn't I do that? And then I remembered I was a soldier, so I was like, oh, I didn't really have any. I had like marksman and shield regeneration, but like, yeah, you had a lot more options than that. But that's why I took Liara and Tali all the time because they kind of like made up for my shortcomings in that department.
And plus, they'll use their abilities on their own if you don't use them.
Yeah, and they were really handy too.
It's good. And yeah, the soldier class is so good. You get access to like so in Mass Effect 1, you get access to all weapons regardless of class. But being proficient in a particular weapon helps the accuracy and the power. And that's part of the problem with, going any class that's not a soldier is that you only get the pistol, infiltrator gets the sniper, Vanguard gets the shotgun. I think that's about it, isn't it?
Are you talking about the first game, like weapon
Yes.
restrictions?
Yep.
Yeah, it was just uh, well, everyone could use whatever weapon. You just couldn't get upgrades or stability for it.
Yeah. So you're going to miss
Because
or you're not going to do as effective.
yeah,
So
Adept just had the pistol upgrades.
engineer was the same way. I think Sentinel was the same way as well. I think
Don't,
Vanguard
don't you get access to shotguns in Engineer? Or is it just
Vanguard
pistols?
gets a shotgun, the infiltrator gets the sniper, and the soldier gets the sniper, shotgun, and the assault rifle
Yeah, I was gonna
upgrade.
say. I was trying to. I'm like, I had everything.
Oh, how good's the assault
The
rifle,
explosive
Jace?
rounds for the shotgun were good too.
Yeah, yeah. I focused on the assault rifle. That was my first like one that I just leveled up. Um, yeah, that was pretty solid. I found myself. I kept like. It was annoying, but like I'd always swap between like how there was rounds that were like effective against synthetics,
Yeah,
and then there's rounds that were so anytime I would be in a Geth fight, I'd be like right, swap, put that ammo in, and then it'd be the next level, and I'd swap, change to the organic round. So that was kind of annoying because I'm like, I did that a lot. Found myself swapping ammo. Well, I guess it was part of the, it was like strategy, and you had to like prepare before you jumped into a battle. And sometimes
yeah.
there was Geth and organics, and I'm like,
What can I do?
I should kill the Geth first and then swap out my ammo.
I found that Scar just left on poison rounds regardless of the enemies because for some reason poison still poisons the Geth.
Oh, I thought that.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Oh, damn! I didn't know. I was like, nah, they won't. That won't affect the Geth.
It shouldn't affect them, but yeah, it's not Pokemon, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll remember that for the
It's
next
like
one.
that. The pl- Planomian rounds, the super toxic ones. They were working on the Geth as well, which is another reason why I kept it.
yeah. It was pretty fun. Would you? Let's get on to combat. What were your thoughts on the combat system? Like
It
just
was good.
overall.
Like I enjoyed it for the fact that uh, I don't think Bioware did a shooter beforehand. It was pretty competent in its controls, just basic enough that it didn't leave you uh, inundated in combat, and you could always just hold shift and then just do whatever you wanted. Kind of like the old school VATs in Fallout,
Mm.
where it would just pause everything and you'd be like, I can get a lay down of what's happening. Uh, it it certainly gets better in the later games. Like number two, I would say combat is perfect.
I think number
But
three they
number
get it
one is
perfect,
still good.
but yeah, number two's like they start to get it right, and number three is like the finisher. But yeah, number one is so janky.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but I found sometimes my powers didn't work because it didn't target anything,
Mm.
and sometimes like the cover system, like holding spacebar at the same time as running, you would end up, not getting to cover, and you're like, "What are you doing, Shepherd?" Yeah,
I think that was like the early days where they were working out cover too. Like I remember Gears of War introduced. That was the first game I remember playing where like you could hide behind objects. And I think GTA included it, but it was a bit clunky. But you could it was there and it worked, but like it was still a bit.
Gears of War is very spot on to how this is because the same button like A in Gears of War is running and crouching,
Mm,
same as this one, and
yeah,
exact same. You don't have jump either, which
yeah.
you get stuck at certain points, and you're like, "Come on, why am I stuck there?"
You couldn't shoot behind cover, could you? You couldn't just like
I
blindly shoot
yeah
down.
yeah. I
You
know.
could,
You come out of cover every time you
Yeah,
shot.
you come out, but like I remember the Gears of War, you can kind of just randomly shoot and
yeah.
like behind
Yeah.
from behind cover. It was wild, but you'd sometimes be able to use it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't have
this
that.
game did not have that. It
No.
wasn't that advanced. Although to be fair, like the AI wasn't that smart to necessarily take advantage of it as often. So you could sort of shoot, go back into cover, shoot, go back in
Yeah.
cover. But the only like the reason we talk about Krogans is that like other enemies scan back and try and shoot you. Krogans will literally charge at you. So like if you don't get a shot off, they're just gonna come in there and just
Yeah.
beat you up.
Yep.
I know the cover system was okay. I think using your powers sometimes on enemies would be a bit janky. Like the powers would just, like you can hover over them, it wouldn't activate on them. And so I have to.
Yeah, I agree. When you
Yeah.
do like, uh, for me, it was whenever I would do push, and it would be like I wasn't looking straight at them, so it goes right behind them.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
come
shoots.
on, like, could you not have had auto auto hit for that aspect, or at least like,
Yeah, or allow you to cancel using the power if you didn't quite get the thing. It wouldn't cancel the power, so you could just select a different power instead, and then would use that. So like shield generator instead, and then you go back to try and make sure you're 100% got your eyes on that enemy. So when you target it, would actually target the enemy.
Did you have many like? I had a few glitches where it would just use up a ability and I didn't press it. I'm like, yeah, it happened a lot. I don't know if it was I had a
Hmm.
sticky button
no,
or
that's
something.
when the enemies would hit you. It was like
Ah,
enemy engineers. They hit you with an ability
Oh,
where you can't use your
yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's right.
your own ability for a while.
Oh,
Yeah,
I,
It happened to me a couple of times, and
yeah.
then
yeah,
John said that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense." It
That's
was
right.
always in
That's right.
combat.
Especially
Yeah,
the final boss
yeah. It
fight.
happened heaps in the final battle. I was like, what the hell's going on? I didn't even press that.
It would overheat your guns as well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like you have to constantly cycle out to different guns to try and deal with him. That yeah, we'll talk about that near the end of the final boss fight. But yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the combat overall. Like I thought it was overall enjoyable. Just a bit clunky. I'm so glad they fixed it up in the new games. Although I did love the RPG aspect in number one, which I will miss in the other games because it's a lot more simplified in the other games.
Like the
Um,
inventory, or
uh, well, yeah,
the
that's probably.
leveling up system.
I, I will say you don't get as much inventory or money, so you don't have that problem. Like number one, you get so many things in your bag, you got to start
So
chucking.
much stuff.
Yeah,
Just like sell, sell, sell. It was way too many stuff.
100
Yeah, and a lot
percent.
of it was crap. You're like,
Yeah, it
I'm
was
getting the, I'm getting worse gear than what I currently have. Why do I want it?
Yeah,
yeah.
and then you have to like go through and go, oh, okay, I'll get rid of that, you know, and then yeah, unfortunately, it's just the way it
That
was.
being said, when you get into the later parts of the game, because by the end I was just scrapping everything to Omnigel, so I wasn't even doing the hacking. I'd like just go up to saying like bypass Omnigel, I'll pay the fee for
Actually,
Omnigel.
I actually really liked that little mini game. I kind of got addicted to it.
It
Like
was good.
I got better at it. Like I got to a point where I was like doing it really quickly. It was really fun. I was like, this is a game within a game.
The only problem was it came up. Oh, sorry. I played a bit different than the other guys. I did every single side mission. Unfortunately, I do not recommend playing that game like that. Not all side missions. Well, most side missions are pretty bad. But I got so
Side missions
sick
are
of
pretty ending.
doing the hacking mini game by the end, because like it was like every crate required that hacking mini game. If you didn't have enough Omni Gel, you couldn't just skip it. But you're like, oh, I don't want to skip the items because it could be something good. You know,
By the end stage, nothing was better than what you could buy at the store.
Yeah, I found that too.
true. Well, for weapons, that's true. But I think ammunition, I did find some really good ammunition near the end. So like, I did end up using it like after hacking a couple of things.
Yeah, I would say that's one aspect I miss about this game that they get rid of is the upgrades for your weapons.
Yeah,
They got rid of like the ammunition upgrade, and I know in number three it was just a more simplified one.
uh,
It's like, yeah,
oh, you can see right on screen now what's happening to my powers.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was
On the
talking about,
drone.
the clunkiness. No, I tried to use the powers and just shot in the middle.
Oh, yep, yep.
Yeah. There, when it targets, it works. But yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Just I just thought I did it again.
Yeah.
Like, yep, and it just shoots. It doesn't even hit the ground.
What RPG parts did you also like about it, John? Or Jason?
Well, obviously we'll talk about the dialogue and that. I definitely really enjoy that part of any RPG. As the
No,
characters.
they don't get rid of that though in the
No.
other games.
Oh, you mean number one versus number two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much said. I love the fact that you can customize the character any way. If you want to give it dialogue options, you can. To help you pass certain dialogue things. They don't have that in the second game or third game. They just go off your renegade and paragon points on that one. So I do love that in number one. Also, love the fact that we already said the armor and the ammo and the different guns. I love finding like new guns and going, oh, what's that do? Is it better than my old one? But yeah.
Yeah, it honors exploration.
Yeah, and honest looting, which is my favorite parts of any RPG. I don't know if that's one of your. It's probably the most wasteful part of an RPG, but it's the thing I most enjoy. I don't know if you feel the same way, Jason. Do you love
What's that?
looting? Looting.
Yeah, I do. I get into it. But then I end up with so much crap. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is now I got to sort through all this stuff. But yeah, there's something really enjoyable about exploring and running and grabbing crates and finding stuff. And I like too with the RPG element. I like that you get multiple points when you level up. It just makes for more variation. Like you can kind of like work on multiple abilities, which I think was something unique for what I remember when I first started playing this. I don't remember. Usually it's 1 point per level sort of thing. But I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. You get to like level up in a kind of multifaceted way.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did enjoy that part of the game, and the mini puzzles weren't really that annoying. Like they were good. It's just after I'd done like 100 of them, I was kind of getting over doing those puzzles. Yeah, because I was like, oh, just give me the equipment. I don't really care anymore.
I was the opposite. I started to enjoy it more because I got like I don't know. I was treating it like a little mind game, and I just kept getting faster, like a little rat in a maze or something. To the point where like the hardest, fastest ones, I was just like,
Oh yeah. When it's on easy, you just do it in like 2 seconds. The hard ones,
Yeah.
sometimes you run out of time because you've screwed up, and then you're like, oh, I saw a way of doing it. I just went too fast on the clicking. Yeah. All right. Well, since we've been talking about the gameplay, we talked about the combat. We talked about the mini game. Now it's time to talk about the Memco.
The what?
The Memco.
The Mako.
Mako.
Mako, isn't it?
Oh, is it Mako? The driving.
Yeah, I think it's Mako.
How bad was it?
Terrible. Just terrible. I mean, I thought it was so much better back in the day, and then it's clunky. The maps are just not designed for it. Any of the side mission maps are not
Oh
designed for
no,
it.
I 100% agree. They got way too many mountains, and you're traversing up these mountains, and you keep falling over, and you're like, and then you get over the hill, and you got to get back up. You're like, it feels like chugging up. And you two had a problem, which I figured out how to deal with it. And it must be a legendary edition thing because I don't remember having to deal with it. But you guys have a problem with the mouse and the keyboard with the
It wasn't our problem. It's the problem whoever designed that stupid.
Yeah, I know. It
Like
steers where your mouse is.
yeah,
turned.
and it's
Like
just
what?
like
That's
you just
terrible.
you're trying to reverse, and you're just like, oh
and
my
you're trying
god,
to
this is
aim and
amazing.
shoot. Yeah.
It was
First time you up against a thresher maul, it just destroys you because you can't get away from it.
it was so bad.
I figured it out straight away because there's an option. By the way, anyone who ever plays this game, when you're in the Menko for the first time, you find the controls a bit weird. Stop the game, go to the options, and there's a thing to actually turn that off. Unfortunately, Michael and
challenge.
Jason didn't realize it, so they all play on extra hard mode.
It was like it was trying to be the warthog controls out of Halo, but
Yeah,
it wasn't. I'm like, just back should be reversed. Like I shouldn't have to look. Oh, I just the migraines that gave me in the tunnels and getting stuck. I remember hitting rocks and just flying in the air, and then I just got caught in like a crevice, and I was like, oh, this is. And you're
yeah.
driving over those mountains, like on the different planets and the moon, and you're just like, oh, this is horrendous.
Yeah, trash.
I don't remember that. Is that completely revamped from the first one?
I think it
have a
has.
very different memory.
I don't
Yeah, I
remember it
remember
being
like
that bad. I remember it still not
Yeah.
being great. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's ever been great controls. But yeah, I reckon. I think they tried to update it to make it better, and in so doing so, they made it worse. Because that, like, I don't remember you needing to have to change the mouse to be separate from the driving. So like the mouse
Well,
could
maybe-
just be the torrent, which is how I
just
played
got
once I
used to it.
give the options.
Yeah. Maybe we just gotten used, like the controls have evolved, and we're used to that. And then back then it was like, oh yeah, this is good enough to work.
It
They
kind
get rid of the Mako in all the other games. I mean,
Yeah.
number 2. Then did they bring it back in number 3? I can't remember.
No. In number 2, they sort of brought it back in DLC. But it's not. It's not
Yeah,
the
but
Menko. It's like
well
the
and truly after.
yeah. It's like this hovercraft thing, and they don't do anything with it. You know, the hovercraft is better, but it's like they don't. Like it's just a couple of DLC
They
maps,
brought the
and
hovercraft back
it's
purely for
boring.
DLC, like checkpoint
Yeah.
minigame.
I do like exploring different planets, like but I don't. After a while, you're like, they got too many planets and there's nothing there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's nothing to do.
And then
Yeah.
you've got to drive it with the Menko from point A to point B to try and complete the missions that are on that planet. It takes forever to just drive around.
Yeah, I think I did a couple
Like,
of side missions, and then I was like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah,
It's too much. It's just the same thing over and over again.
just got to go to the main
I'm
ones.
sure if you could change it to be like deploying on the planet at a chosen location, it would have solved so much of my issues with this.
Like,
Yeah.
it just
Just
drops straight
because-
closer to the place that you're trying to get to.
The
Yeah,
one objective that you want, and it will just make it so much easier because you'd pick one of the ones at the corner and then work your way around to get all the like side mission stuff done.
Yeah.
Instead, it just drops you right in the center, so you have to take easily like 5 minutes longer per mission because of how terrible it is to trying to climb.
just watching this gameplay, I just realized. Did you guys also have that thing where it happened where it would auto heal? Like it
think
would
that's
use
what
your
I meant.
med gen? Yeah.
That's what I meant. That's the glitches too. Like, besides the abilities.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
that's a
just
glitch. I think
use-
that's something that changed to make it
Oh,
more.
what you think it auto heals when you're low or something?
Yeah, like
Uh,
they put it into the legendary edition or whatever. Because yeah, I'm watching it here. I did not click heal on that point there. It just automatically like triggered as
Yeah,
if I
it
did click
that
it.
to me a lot.
Yeah,
It did it for me a lot. I remember.
I'm trying to save the med gels for like when health gets a bit lower,
Yeah, when you need them.
and it's using it when it's like part. Yeah, that was a bit weird. Glitch.
I
One thing
never used all my mitchells.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I guess if you take care of your shield and you're a bit use cover, like. But does it heal you or does it heal your teammates?
It heals both.
Both.
It heals you if you use it. Otherwise, if you go revive teammate, doesn't it use up a
No.
mitchell generally?
The med gel will heal both you and the teammates. If I remember, if they're knocked out though, it doesn't. If they're knocked out, you got to actually use a Unity ability to bring them back. If they've been
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
not knocked down permanently.
Is that a Spectre trait or
A Spectre trait,
is
yeah.
it a yeah?
You
Yeah.
get up, you become a Spectre. I will say so yeah, we've dealt with combat, we've dealt with Amenco. What do you think about the controls when you're not in combat? Like so when you're at like Citadel or you're just walking around, what do you think about those controls? They seem fine for me. When you're just wandering around the city and you're talking to different people or buying stuff.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty cruisy, pretty comfortable. One thing I will quickly say about the Mako,
Yeah.
the I love the sound effect of the reminded me of Batman. Made me think I was in a Batmobile, just that like rippling sound of the turbo.
Oh yeah, when you could
That was about
yeah
the only
the
that was about
shift
the only thing I
button.
liked about it. I just had to give it something.
I do also like the
Like,
jumping of it, but I just wish
yeah.
that the train was a
Oh,
bit
but you don't
better.
have enough.
Yeah,
It's like 2 seconds. You're like,
Yeah, no,
you're like,
it's never
I
enough.
need to give me more.
yeah, make me go higher. If it
Yeah,
was higher, it would be more like Speed Racer or something like that.
yeah, but yeah, no. But yeah, combat controls everywhere else is I think pretty good. Like for its time, for what it was trying to do. No real major problems with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that has to do with the legacy, like the legendary edition, because I thought back in the day it was a lot clunkier, the movement. I
Mm.
think they updated that when you're not in combat, like just walking around the Citadel.
Yeah, I think there were a
I
lot
feel
more
as though you're going a lot
glitches.
faster.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think there was a lot more glitches back in the day for walking around just regularly, but yeah. Well, all right. So we talked about that important part, but what makes Mass Effect different to me, I reckon, is both the story, the atmosphere, the music, and the cinematography. Did you want to talk a bit about that, Jason? What are your thoughts on
Uh,
that part of
yeah,
Mass
like
Effect One? Of
yeah,
those
it was
parts?
epic. It had this like scale of like it almost like was like Star Wars. It just had this like epic scale of grand space odyssey. Like they just nailed that part. I think. Like it really did just remind me of Star Wars or like Dune. It just had this like um. What else was your question?
Oh, sorry. I probably threw into me. We'll just start with the story. What are your thoughts on the story?
I kind of touched on it before, but I really loved it. Like I enjoyed it back in the day, and I enjoyed it even more. And I took time. I took my time with this time and like talked to side characters and just the lore. Like I loved reading about the different races and the thought that went into like just life evolving on different planets and what it might look like. There's creatures that talk in their like emotions. There's like those big giant things.
Oh,
Um,
the El no, not
Yeah,
the Elcor. Oh yeah, they are the Elcor. Yeah.
yeah.
that just I
The
thought that was
the universe is amazing. What they
yeah. I
came
just
up
thought
with.
like that's a really they obviously put a lot of time into thinking about. Oh, nice, you did that one quick. A lot of time into the lore and the character and the races and it just gave it like this rich kind of universe. Felt like a universe. Felt like they're a kind of real place with lots of different life and then the whole thing with the citadel, it kind of makes sense. It's not like a fantasy, like it's fantasy obviously, but there's a certain element of like this kind of like makes sense that there would be like a citadel of a council of different races and humanity's like emerging into this broader network of intelligence and it's like just making its mark and the other races are kind of um, weary about us because of our tendency towards violence and we're still a bit primitive in their eyes and um, I don't know. There's a lot that
Yeah,
just
we're the new
feels
kids on
felt.
block.
What's that?
We're the new kids on the block.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, just a lot of it felt just real and relevant and it just resonated. It was like, yeah, this is actually you buy it. It was buyable. It wasn't like, oh, this is bullshit. But like, it felt like it was yeah, really well thought out and really well written, and yeah, loved it. Love the story.
Oh yeah, yeah. The atmosphere of it is just amazing. It sucks you in. You know, when you first get to the Citadel and you just see how
Yeah.
large it is, you're like, whoa,
Yeah. And all those little cars, and you look around. Whoa, this is
yeah, this is
amazing.
amazing. And then, you know, you just go around and you just find out about the history of what came before, like the whole Rachni War and, you
Yeah.
know, the Tyrians and what happened with the Krogan Rebellion. And you're like, wow, this got so much history. It's like our world today, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you go to like a country like, say, Japan, it's got so much things that have happened before you even got there, right? And once you start to explore, you find out about that stuff. A lot of other video games didn't really do that well until I know, except for you know, Knights of the Old, you know, another BioWare game where it felt like they sort of did that, but that
But
came from an
they already
established,
had a history.
exactly,
Yeah, they already. Yeah,
an established
it's not
franchise.
something new.
Mind you, they were talking about the past, so it was like thousands of years before Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. So, oh yeah, I just knocked him out. Um, you know, I played Renegade, if anyone's wondering. But yeah, Mass Effect, they had to start
Yeah.
from the ground up, and that was just amazing. You know, what they came up with. They had really good writers for that, you know.
Definitely.
And then my favorite part, should we just talk about spoilers? Anyone that wants to skip spoilers, skip about, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes. You know, we'll
This
just.
entire talk is spoilers.
Yeah, I wouldn't
No,
be.
no, I know,
It's
I
quite
know, I know.
interesting if
But
you want to.
well, so far we've only talked about the game, the story. We've been very vague. You know what I mean? Like the atmosphere. Um, but with
I
the
think.
spoilers, like if anyone wants to actually play this game, maybe skip about 5 to 10 minutes here, starting now. Um, so yeah, what do you guys think about the whole, like the actual plot itself? You know, you're coming, you're discovering the system, the Geth comes and attack. You know, obviously we get the relay that was on Ian Prime that shoots like all these images in you. And then the Reapers, the whole mystery of the Reapers. I'll start with Michael.
Sorry, yeah, I thought it was basic enough to seem very interesting, and I look to, for me personally, I'm always looking to like the old school action movies like Predators or Predator, and you're like, it's so basic, but it just, you have so much more enjoyment with it
Mm.
because it doesn't feel the need to throw all the stuff out at the beginning, like the showing of it.
Yeah.
If you want to find out more, you can look into it, and you do, and you find out like how deep it goes. But as a basic, like on the surface, it's pretty simple, which means it can be so much easier to comprehend, just to get your head around. It's
Yeah,
good for beginners. Like, it's a good first game, really.
I love the fact that what you thought, like especially the first time you play it, obviously we already knew what was coming, right? But still feels good to rewatch, you know, the second time. But what you thought was normal, what the characters thought was normal, gets shocked out once you find out that Sovereign ship is actually real. I love that. So the whole time you're chasing Saren, thinking, oh, he's just the plot. You know, he's just working with the Geth. He's up to something. You're not sure what it is. And then all of a sudden you find out his ship is actually the one in charge. And they're trying to bring the Reapers back. 1,000-year-old ancient, 10,000-year-old ancient machine that's destroyed civilization, of the Propians before that. I don't know. I thought that was such a
Yeah.
cool uncover, and they get it like in bits and pieces. Like they uncover it slowly but surely until you realize, wait a sec, we're about to hit the end of the world. This could be it. The end of the
Is it in
universe.
Vermeer that you find out that Sovereign is
Yeah.
like sentient? Yeah.
Yeah, the planet that you nuke. That
Oh,
one. Yeah.
is that like the beachy kind of one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and you have that encounter with Sovereign when he's like a hologram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that first encounter. I completely forgot about that. Like, I was just like, oh, this is that's when it really like turned up for me. That's when it really like level it got like way cooler and like deeper when you have that
I'd
encounter,
agree.
and you're like, oh shit,
I agree with what you're
this
saying,
is
John.
like
Mm.
just turned up. I remember like I really like the. I don't remember the the like the visions that Shepard gets when he touches those
Yeah.
beacons. I don't. Was that the same clips from the original?
Yeah.
They were really like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
they
Exact
were
same
way like
clips.
creepier than I remember. I was like, wow, these are like I felt like I was getting subliminal message blasted in
You,
my brain. Like they're just
you
the
probably are.
intensity of it. Yeah, probably that explains a lot. But yeah, just it was so intense. I was like, what? I don't remember it being this full on. Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's
um,
changed. Honestly, I think it was the same as it was on the original release.
yeah,
It's only
yeah.
Mass Spec 1 though. Like I there's no beacons I can think of in number 2.
Yeah, and then it just slowly gets more like you get more detail as it goes on, and it's a vision from the Protheans and about their last like hurrah or whatever. But yeah, that was
And
just
you
so
can't make out
so
it
nice.
until Liara comes and tells you.
Yeah,
But and then the ending was just epic. It's one of my favorite endings to a game, Mass Effect 1.
yeah,
That whole like epicness. You survive the impossible. It's like such an 80s sort of film, like Michael was saying earlier. Where
yeah.
the ship crashes and everyone thinks Shepard's dead, and then you just like push out and you start running, and everyone's like, "Yeah!" Oh, I love that part. It was pretty cool. I love the whole journey of it. That's why I did it a second time. Recently I played another class as the Adapt on the ultra hard difficulty. Wasn't as hard with the Adept class. I will say it's probably the easiest class. But yeah,
Yeah. It's yes.
definitely. All right, so we're going the story. We're going the atmosphere. Like I mean, I could keep talking about the atmosphere, about the different aliens and that. How about we talk about the characters? You know, how about we go one by one with the characters? What do you reckon? Yeah, happy with
All
that.
right. Yeah.
What do you think of Commander Shepard? Anyone got any
There's a
thoughts?
blank slate.
Yeah, it's kind of depends
Uh,
how you mold him, I guess.
Yeah,
well,
true.
whenever he's talking, I feel as though. Sorry, let me rephrase this. Nazi Republic had you read what your character was going to say, so you
Yeah.
knew what they were going to say before you selected it.
Oh, the
Mass
wheel.
Effect
Yeah.
with the wheel makes so many encounters just like I wouldn't have said that. Like it's always the top side is the Paragon, the bottom side's the Renegade,
Yeah.
and then certain interactions, your character just starts going off at them, and you're like, "Whoa, I did not pick that." Like,
I wouldn't have said it like that. Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah. Please, my
like,
character's a dumbass.
yeah,
Oh, I do
and
love
you're like,
when Saren's, like you find out some information about Saren on Ian Prime, but you don't have any evidence, and then there's an option when you're talking to the council, like you can threaten Seren's death. I'm like, whoa, Shepard, you don't just come out threatening a guy with no evidence. I want to go see if I
No, the
can.
best part is you're trying to talk to the council and you get
Keep your
one of
secrets.
the admiral in on it too, and they're like, "What about his vision? How would anyone take that
Serious.
serious? Like, yeah, but I had a vision. You have to believe me. I know this guy's evil. Okay, do you have proof? No. Well,
No, except for a crazy guy on the thing, and you're like, okay, Shepard. Oh yeah, I think this is the part here where he's talking to him, and then he's like, "You doubted me before." That's Saren. Yeah. This is part you're talking about. I'll put the volume on.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found
These options here.
I tried to
Don't be
warn
a
you
fool.
about Saren, and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different.
Yeah.
Proof that
Shepard, you literally just found out about 5 minutes ago.
Saren betrayed the council. We all agree he's
Oh.
using gas to search for the conduit,
Yeah.
but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a
But like
myth.
you notice, none of those choices were good.
Saren's true purpose. A legend he is
Yeah, I
using to
know.
bend the Geth to his will.
You're wrong.
and
I can
like,
see
you
them.
could have easily
Reapers
convinced
wiped out
them.
all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will
Oh.
happen again.
And there's another one I remember before where Shepard's talking to the council. This is before you find the evidence from Tally, and he threatens to kill Saren. And you're like, mate, you know what you're doing? Oh, it's funny. Yeah, Shepard can be a pretty funny character, honestly. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, other than that, though, like you do have the Renegade Paragon thing. And Jason was saying earlier he played Renegade. How did you play yours, Michael? Did you play Renegade as well or Paragon? This time
Paragon.
around.
I always go Paragon
You
in
went
these
the other way.
games.
The opposite to me and Jason.
Yeah.
So, did you kill the council or did you let them live?
I had to save them.
Oh!
Yeah, I would much rather
What a
have
nerd.
let them go, but being a Paragon and like I was playing it for what would you do knowing you're doing this for the human race, not for yourself? So everything I was like, well, this will help get us up there. So I'll save them.
While
So you're a human
sacrificing
paragon.
human Paragon, yeah.
But like it doesn't really make doesn't really make sense as a if Paragon's like ultimate good or whatever. Like if you like you could argue that sacrificing them for the greater good is a more Paragon decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Well, it's like you're losing a human destroyer or something to save a sorry battleship. And it's like, well, in terms of like firepower bringing to the mission, that's a win-win.
well, I'll
Not a
clear.
win-win, but it's like a no-brainer.
I'll see if I can
Yeah, it's
clear
more
it up.
it's
So,
just a logical
so it's not a good or evil thing, Paragon Renegade. What it is how you go about a particular mission, right? Like Paragon would be like, oh no, we have to save everyone. Whereby Renegade is like, no, we have to get the bad guy, even if it costs lives, right? So in some ways, saving the council is sort of almost a Renegade option. Yet it's counted as Paragon, right? Because you're being university harmonious or whatever, right? But I know, I always saw it like this, like, because I give Paragon when I first played the game. I saved the council because I thought, oh, maybe I'll come back to help in the second game or whatever. Doesn't really change that much,
Poorly
honestly.
done, but
yeah, it's poorly done. The choices aren't really as important, which is a shame. But with me, I always thought of it like this, especially once Michael explained it to me back 10 years ago. So I'm talking about 10 year ago, Michael. You had three options on wheel, but really, the most important one was that Sovereign had to die. Yeah, you really had to stop
Yeah.
him. You know, if he got the Reapers there, right? You don't have time to save the council. I'm sorry. You know, they had to go straight for Sovereign. You know, like it was
That
either
was
human
the,
lives
that was the
die
third
or
option.
yeah.
That was a third option, right? You had like save the council, kill the council, or you had just concentrate on Sovereign and whatever happens, happens. So
But the
I think that's
concentrate
what
or
I went.
kill the councils, or sorry, no, let the council die or whatever.
Yeah,
It,
wasn't
it,
like
was the same
wasn't.
option. Just it
Yeah,
was
but there
just
was that
called
third
different.
one of just like, well, it's just getting our priorities right. It's not.
Oh
Maybe
no, I
the
said the third
letting the
option's the
council die.
same as the second option. It's just
Yeah.
doesn't sound
Well,
as bad.
the results are yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's just
But the
like,
intention is different.
and that's all that matters, right? Intention.
Yeah. Well, maybe to your Paragon Renegade score it does.
Yeah. True. I love that at the end you can actually say it was my plan all along to and Harrison goes,
I saw
what?
that.
Yeah.
I was what? So,
But yeah, realistically, like even if it was your plan, like it's a happy accident or whatever. But yeah, I always thought that part of the story was a bit of a weird one where it's like, well, yeah, you could save the council, but then if the Reapers come, then you're all dead anyway, right?
I do feel a bit sorry for their ship when they're like, they're talking to the Normandy, and then Joker just closes the channel. And they're like, oh, they closed the channel.
Oh
You're like,
no.
poor, poor people. So sorry.
I'm sorry.
They're abandoning us. Yes, we are.
Well, to be fair, also they're not human, so who cares?
Yeah, dirty Xenos.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saved Ashley. I'm with Ashley team all the way. I know you Xeno lovers got her killed.
Humanist.
Humanist, yeah. Oh yeah.
The only reason I killed Ashley off this time was because I have never done it any other playthrough.
Sure.
I've always killed Caden. So I was
Oh.
like, I have to do the opposite this playthrough.
I'm sorry, Ashley. It's the only way. Oh yeah. All right. Let's talk about Kayan and Ashley since we're on the topic. What are your thoughts? Should we put them together or separate? I think they're both pretty
I
quick.
like separate, but even though they're pretty, I just think Caden's so much blander.
He's
They have
boring.
so much options to like make him better. I mean, I played as a male, so I don't know if the romance option made any difference.
Not to later games.
Oh, really? Okay.
They give you the option anyway. Yeah, oh, you mean female shepherd, obviously. I'm not sure if it would change that much, honestly. Because the problem with Kayan, I found, was that he would shut down the conversation too quick. And you're like, well, screw you, buddy. Like,
Yeah,
obviously,
you
if you
couldn't
keep.
get any information out of him at the start. He was
Yeah.
like the only one where he just was like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it." You're like, "Okay," and then there was no other option to persevere. So you're like, "Screw you."
I know who
Yeah,
I'm
and he was
killing.
always so like formal in regards to like, with regards, Captain, like, can I speak freely or as a soldier? And you're like, oh, I have to do this every single time.
Gosh,
You know what?
Kayan.
Don't speak at all. You did.
And the only time you find anything out about him is when you talk to the Dr.
Yeah.
Chokwas, whatever.
She's like, he
Oh,
had
yeah.
a bad pass.
Of course.
And then, or you can eventually get conversations out of him. It's just like, you know, like some people when you have a conversation with, it's like literally like chalk and nail just to try and get a single sentence out of them. And by the end, like you chatted to them, but you feel so drained because you're like, oh, I put all this effort in, all I got was like this short little
Carried
thing.
the whole conversation.
Yeah. So it's like, what's
Yeah.
the point? I felt like that with
Yeah.
Kane. I'm like, what's the point?
He didn't have a personality either. Like it wasn't just his like quietness. Like he just didn't seem to have a much of a. I don't know. You could have made. I prefer Joker. I would have rather Joker. Like even though he couldn't use his legs, I would rather him out there as a character that you could like interact with more. He
I,
had a
I,
bit
I
more
will I will say
personality.
with Joker,
Yeah,
like,
he
like
did.
just briefly, there's not really much to say in the first game about Joker, but the second and third game they flesh him out a bit more. I was a bit shocked on how well they give Joker in this one. I remember Joker, but it was the second game I remember talking. So maybe they had plans in the second game, but then once they realised you kill off one of the characters, they didn't want to put too much effort into Ashley or Kayan in the second and third game. Yeah,
He carries on, doesn't he? Like
it
Ashley
does
and
if you
Caden
go.
are in this.
Yeah, whoever survives
Yeah.
will be in the second and third game.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But like Kay and I was just like, even in the later games, like they don't ever give him enough flesh out personality, and I'm like, I've always not liked him just because I find him just so boring. Like I don't know what else to say. You got anything else
Yeah.
to say, Jace?
He's- No, mate. He's pretty boring. I sent him to his death. Um, but I was like, I liked what Shepard said. He's like, I can't remember the exact words, but he's just like die with honor. Like he was just like, you got this, man. And it was like, oh yeah.
Don't worry, you'll
I
make it
didn't really,
out.
I didn't really talk to Ashley much. I didn't really deal with those characters too much. I focused more on Tali and Liara, whatever you pronounce it. And I didn't even, because the first time through I played with Rex and what's the other guy? Garrus? Or
Garrus,
something?
yep.
The Turian.
Garrus is fun.
Yeah. So I didn't want to like spread my. I think I started at the beginning to talk to everyone, and then after a while I was like, well, I'm just going to focus on like the two characters that I'm going to kind of keep with me. So I didn't really interact with them too much. I know she's like really like the initial conversation. She's like a bit of a racist. Like, she seems to have some kind of. It's just like the impression that she gave.
Specious is the word because it's not
Species, yeah.
hating aliens is not, it's like hating
No.
animals. It's not hating humans.
Yeah, speciesist, which it either care about or you don't. I didn't really care, but I was just like, oh yep, that's her kind of like character arc. I don't know, they just didn't seem as interesting to me as the other ones. Maybe because the first time I'd already talked to them, so I was just
It's funny with Ashley. The first time you talk to her, she goes all over the place. You know, I don't like she starts talking about fearing aliens. Should aliens be on the ship? And you got no dialogue saying I understand your point of view. Ashley, instead you just go, well, you have to work with them. I'm like, well,
Yes,
I wouldn't have said
yes,
that.
okay.
I would have been like, I understand your position. I've been put in a bad
Yeah.
position. I can't not have these aliens on the ship. Whether you like it or not, we'll have to work with it. Instead, he goes off at her regardless of the option, which
Yeah.
I don't like. Because regardless whether, as you said, racist or whether, like if you work with someone like that, like you can't then just go, well, you're just racist, like
Yeah, I was the same. There wasn't enough nuance in that conversation.
Yeah.
So you couldn't
couldn't
find a middle
explore it
ground.
more.
You had to go one or the other, and like instead of just like hearing what she had to say, sort of thing.
And then she goes on about her grandfather, and then she goes on about her sister and that, and you're like, what's it's a bit weird.
Well, I get
And then she asks
grandfather
you if you believe in God, and is that wrong? I said, well, clearly not. Like, how could you not believe in God? With all these aliens running around, I don't know. It's weird that she just keeps changing the subject, and you're like, let's just stick with one subject. Maybe she's just a woman. I don't know.
Yes, she is. It's not maybe.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Friends.
like classic woman. Anyway, I'm probably going to get banned for that. But anyway,
I told you we shouldn't have recorded this. Whoever that
Yeah,
voice
just
was
take it out in post credit.
yeah.
Cut this out in post.
Michael's recording it too. Just post it up on the internet. But I don't know. I agree with some of those points. Like I do think it's silly that like a human vessel, you know, with all these secrets, just have all these aliens you literally just met that day. You know what I mean? Like we don't really know Garrus, we don't really know Tally, we don't know, and Liara, her mother is actually one of the villains. Would you really do that in real life? You know what I mean?
No,
not even a-
no, I wouldn't.
It's not even a species thing. It's just a general.
Yeah,
It's like being a bit critical of what's happening.
it'd be like
Like you're in top secret like military hardware, and you're just bringing
Yeah,
random
have some
people off the
filters.
street. Like, hey, you helped me out in that bar fight. I want you on my team. Yes, that's it.
essentially what is it? This
Very
is
80s.
exactly it. Yeah, exactly
That's
it.
like what happens with Rex. Like,
Yeah, you actually tell him not to join your squad. You know, he sits back and you never have him part of your thing. You can do that with Garrus as well, apparently. But yeah, Liara one's hilarious though, because I'm like, wouldn't you just return her to the council or like return her to you know, the human thing, like because you wouldn't have her on the ship after finding out that she is the daughter of what's her name? I forgot the
The madame or something. The
matriarch. Matriarchy Venezia. That's it.
Vanessa, yeah, that's
Yeah, you're
got
like
massive tits, by the way. I didn't remember her the size of her boobs.
yeah, and then
What
she
the
has
hell?
to show it off to you. You're like,
I
oh,
know,
that's
it's like,
gross.
oh, okay, get it. You got massive hooters. You have to wear that.
I know,
like,
and you're like
dress.
1,000 years old.
It's distracting me.
That's how that's her
Hey,
powers,
do you
Jason.
remember with the second game?
Oh, that I
Sam
hated that.
Sari, the
Yeah,
Justicar? She does the same thing.
yeah.
It's like
So she's on your team, so you have to see it quite often. I'm going to see if there's a way to patch that out. You know, because yeah, it's rather gross to be
enjoyed it.
honest. But
You don't like breasts?
yeah, blue breasts. No,
women
not
breasts.
really. And like
Each to their own.
ancient breasts as well.
Each to their own.
Anyway, yeah, but like yeah, it's kind of funny. Like it is like an 80s film in that way where you're recruiting all these guys out of nowhere, and it's like or like Ocean's 11 or something like that. But we're starting a
Get
team.
the team back together.
Yeah. Yeah, Liara, she's a specialist. She knows about the Propians and she has great psycho powers. We're bringing her on the team. Whoa. Tally, she has real good knowledge on the Geth. She could be an asset. You know, you're like, whoa, let's bring this team together.
Yes, he was a cop once that wanted to arrest Saren. He's on the team.
Yeah,
Hated.
he's on the team.
Well, we don't really know why he's here, but he's on the team.
I guess he can come with us. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. All right. So we're finished with Kayan and Ashley. Joker. I don't think there's much to say on Joker in the first game. I was kind of surprised there wasn't anything to say about him. I don't know if you want to talk about Joker.
Yeah, I remember him being a pretty interesting character, but I think it was just in the later stages.
Yeah, like the
I
second
know
game.
in number 2 when Edie's on the ship, he's constantly talking to her. And then number 3 when they just destroy his character.
Talking about
I've played
Joker
number
is on
3.
screen.
I'm looking forward to playing number 3. I never played it.
Well, we'll play
That's
number
fine, good.
2, and then we'll spend
That's fine.
3 months
Do it.
not after we play it, waiting to organise another chat.
Hopefully we can make that a bit smoother.
Yeah, a bit quicker.
But yeah, I played 1, 2, and I was always wanted to play number 3, but I like Joker's character. There he is.
Yeah.
I like that he's a paraplegic and he's like the best pilot. I just think it makes sense. It's like
Doesn't
also
make
gives a
sense
cool-
militarily to have him on though.
Why not though? If he can like, if he has like, he's got his whole life to dedicate to just flying. I guess.
Have you ever heard of
Yeah,
a
but,
pilot
like,
without
they prove
legs?
it in number 2, at the start of number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I
when
assume
the ship
ships
gets
don't have.
attacked, and he can't leave to the
And
escape
Shepard
pod
has to
because
carry
he
him.
can't
Yeah.
use his-
Exactly, he's the perfect. He has to go down with the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because someone didn't bother to pack their wheelchair up or something.
No, you got to go down. He's
He's
fully committed to
Professor
the
X.
driving aspect. If he messes it up, he's gone.
And then for some reason, number 3, they allow him to walk again, which I feel like ruins his character. But yeah, I think
Don't they give him the ability to walk in number 2?
no, I'm pretty sure it's number 3. Oh, maybe it's number 2.
Ah.
You're right. Yeah, I forget. We'll find out when we play number 2. But yeah, I think it's funny to think about paraplegics being on the like it wouldn't happen on a military ship. Just like
What if he's that good?
Yeah.
Though? What if his skill levels
Wouldn't
are far
matter.
above the next? It wouldn't matter.
No, wouldn't
it's
matter because
a science
if you
fantasy. It's
Yeah.
fantasy.
it is, yeah. But they wouldn't do the training with him in the first place, Jason, so you'd never find out he's the best pilot in the galaxy, if that makes sense. You know,
Unless he was already a pilot, and then he started getting the
I think that was he got a
ability.
disease, right?
Yeah. which is
well,
just like,
if they knew about the
um,
condition,
wasn't
they
it just degradation of your muscles?
Some
Yeah.
neurodegenerative disease.
because imagine like think of it this way: if there was a fire on the ship and they have to escape, like in number 2, he can't get
I
out.
just said that.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying a
I-
fire. I'm
I'm
not
he has
even
to go
talking.
down with a ship.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
he
makes
has
it
to
so good.
die.
It's an incentive.
Exactly.
But they,
Exactly. It's like if you don't fly this right, you ain't getting out of here, pal.
yeah, but if they have to abandon the ship and then get out, then yeah, he dies. But like, I don't know. It doesn't sound like something militarily. Like imagine actual ship like a dreadnought today. You know, the captain doesn't have any legs. You know, how's that
Well, if
work?
you're talking about it in science fiction, he'd be cabled into the ship.
Yeah, I mean a real dreadnought, like 40k dreadnought.
No. Talking about like
Yeah, where
actual.
he is the ship.
Oh,
Exactly, which is what Joker is close to. He's on the path to the dreadnought. He's
True.
almost like
Yeah.
merging with the machine.
He willingly gave up his legs with his
Exactly.
ability.
his legs meant everything to him. Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
that's funny.
it's-
All right, so yeah, Joker, there's not really much to say, to be fair, because they don't give him much in the first game. In the later games,
Yeah.
obviously, there's a lot more about him, and I love number 2, his relationship with E. I hate number 3 because of his relationship with E, but we'll talk about that when we get to those two.
Jason hasn't played it yet.
No,
Jason,
that's what I
swear
mean.
on
That's all. That's all I said.
wasn't paying. I missed that, and I'm glad I missed it because
Anyway,
I.
it's okay. There's not much else to say. All right, let's talk.
I'll forget by the time we get there. Anyway.
Well, I'll be recorded so you can go back to it.
Good.
All the other side characters, there's not really much to say. Like Anderson, he's kind of cool, but there's not really much about him.
I recognize his voice from Rick and Morty. Isn't he the president?
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
president.
he is.
Which
Yeah,
was kind of distracting because I was like, he's such a wacky character. And
I totally
they
forgot
showed it,
about that.
I'm like, it was hard for me to take him seriously.
Fully, you notice him in so many other things after
Yeah, he's everywhere.
that.
He's got such a very distinct voice. I'm like, hey, I know that voice.
Oh, true.
And obviously
Because,
Joker's Seth
um,
Green as well.
Is he the Arbiter in Halo?
Not sure.
Who?
What?
The
Anderson.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Like the actor that plays him. I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe. I mean, if he did this, he probably does. He's got a good voice for like voice acting.
I do like the
Makes
fact
sense.
that Anderson has a role at the end. You know,
Yeah,
but
I picked him for the leader of the council.
yeah,
I was
same
like, yeah,
here.
he seems like the best fit, and he's got like, yeah, it was just it's cool how that kind of tied back into it.
Yeah, like you can either have him, you know, try and get to the ship controls and release it, where he gets shot at, or he can go into what's the ambassador? Eugenia, is it?
Yes, and starts with A, I think.
Is it?
And oh, hang on. I don't know.
No, no.
Yeah, he is the voice actor in the Arbiter. So the voice actor for the Arbiter.
Oh no,
Oh,
talking
yes,
about the diplomat
no, but
guy.
yeah, he means Anderson.
Well,
Yeah,
no, but
Anderson.
not Anderson. Who's the other guy? Counselor
Ambassador.
Udina.
Ambassador Udina.
Yeah,
Oh, Udina, that's the
yeah,
one.
Udina. I love that scene. Like, 'cause you get a choice whether he goes to the docking area or he goes to Udina's ship. Office, and it beats the ever loving stuff out Udina. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anderson. So I love that part of Anderson. There's really not much else to say about him. He sort of has a history with Saren. He doesn't like Saren. He was trying to be the first human Spectre. He got sort of betrayed. Otherwise, he's just like the former captain of that ship who's retired. I don't know. You know, he's constantly like saying to Eugenia, oh, Shepard tried his best, blah, blah, blah. That's about it. I don't know. You guys got much else to say about Anderson?
Not really.
No.
Yeah, I thought he was
No,
like
not
he's only
really.
a supportive role. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good for like just a side, not a side, but yeah, just a
Yeah,
supportive
so,
kind of
yeah.
side character. He's got some life to him.
Gets the plot going.
Yeah,
I hate Eugenia, though. He always seems to get in your way. Like, right at the end, he betrays you.
yeah.
You know, when the council's locking down, he's like, sharp, Shepard, we've got it here. You're like, oh, what?
Like, typical kind of politician. He's just trying to climb
Exactly.
the ranks.
And that's why I didn't pick him for leading the Human Council.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the main characters. We'll start with Garrus. What are your thoughts on Garrus?
Sorry, I just need to do something at the moment. I'll be back on.
Oh, we'll start with Jason then. Garrus, what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I liked him. I picked him and Rex as my main partners in my party the first time. And but this time I didn't really pay much attention to him, so it's not really fresh in my mind. I didn't do any side missions with him, but he's pretty
Oh,
good. Like he's good. He's good in combat. Like he's pretty versatile and but for his backstory, I didn't really. Yeah, I just kind of focused. I tried to focus on just the characters I was playing with, and that I didn't really explore last time. I didn't really pay much attention to Garrus. Sorry, Garrus.
yeah. I like Garrus. He's kind of like a police officer, you know, the CSEC, as he said,
Yeah,
and
security.
yeah, he tried to arrest this doctor, and they wouldn't shoot down the ship because there's civilians on board, and there's a Paragon renegade thing. And if you go with Paragon, he becomes more Paragon in the later games. So it's kind of cool
Yeah.
in that way, where in Mass Effect 2 and 3, like your decisions in number one affect on how he changes his personality, which is kind of
Yep.
cool. Whether he becomes like, Renegade, where we just go get the mission done, or Paragon, where he's like, all right, let's follow the law, blah, 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 this
Yeah.
and that.
That's
Boring.
cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And
What was his like? You said he had like a mission too, right? Where you like
yeah,
go with him on.
so he finds the location of the doctor he talked about.
Oh,
on
yep,
the
yep.
estate. He tried to get shot down that they wouldn't shoot. He finds the doctor and location, and you go there, and you get two decisions. You get a decision to say arrest the doctor or kill him, right? And
Yep.
it's more fun to take Garrus on board. You don't actually have to take Garrus on the mission, which is a bit weird. But and that decision will give you Paragon or Renegade. The funny thing is with Paragon, if you say arrest him, the guy starts shooting you and you kill him anyway. So you're like, what's the point? But it's more affects Garrus's personality because then he thanks you afterwards and goes, "Oh, like you're right." Like let's say we go renegade like I did. He goes, "You're right,
Yeah.
Shepard. We just, it's best. I've got to thank you, Shepard, for killing him and blah blah blah. And I'm so glad he's gone." And then you can go, "Oh yeah, that's why I need Garrus. I need you to be
Was
there."
there wasn't any like uh um meter that told you how your relationship was faring with the characters, is there?
No.
There's not like a relationship bar or something like there is in some other
There,
games where like
there is background data on the save file.
yeah,
I
but
noticed
no
that with
like
a romance, like if you talk a certain talk, it will not trigger the romance if you,
yeah. So it
so
is there
you
in the
can actually
background. It's just there's
stuff it up, especially with
oh
Ashley, or
yeah.
Kayan, for female shepherd, you can actually easily stuff that up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very hard to stuff up with Liara. She seems to like you regardless what you say.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Gareth, that's about it. It's just Paragon Renegade. Like how you act on that mission really affects. I think though, if you're really Renegade in general, it probably affect in the third game anyway. But yeah, no, Gareth is all right. Otherwise, I don't mind him. As you said, there's not really there's a lot more to say about him. Other than he's a former cop, he's joined your team because he thinks he likes how Spectres are. He wants to be a
Yep.
Spectre one day. Yeah. What do you think of Tally? Since
Ellie was interesting. Yeah, that was one that I kind of spent a bit more time talking to and like figuring out. Yeah, they got the interesting. So they created the Geth, right? Her race, her species. So that was an interesting backstory. So like, there's a lot to kind of unpack there about like their philosophical position on artificial intelligence and like synthetics and um yeah, and she's kind of mysterious because you can't see her face and she's got this breathing apparatus. Like she's intriguing.
yeah,
Kind of like has these veils of mystery that you kind of want to like explore a bit more. And she's really interested in. She's obviously really good with like tech and like I used her a lot for like her skills like in the computers and hacking and stuff like that. So yeah, she was interesting.
yeah. I do like the fact that she gives you a lot of plot on her people and on the Geth, right? So flesh out
Yeah,
a lot of that. Um, I do also like the fact that you know she's very shy, and then she opens up to you, and then
yeah,
it's very
she's got a
side.
bit of a
Yeah,
character arc
yeah. Where you sort of
develops.
help her out, and then she's the other one that shows up in 2 and 3 as well. So
Yep.
kind of like Garrus, like you will see her again, and they flesh her out even more, and blah blah blah, right? But I like the fact that she's trying to help her people, and so she's coming with you to help stop Saren, but she also wants to learn more about Geth, and you can actually give her there's a little side mission where you can give her some information on Geth, how they've changed.
Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, she's a cute, geeky scientist girl.
Yeah.
It's
Do you ever
like,
get to see her face? Is that like a
yes, if you
romance
romance her in the later
You do.
games,
Yeah. right.
Yeah,
I think I
I've
looked,
never done that.
I think I looked it up because I was like, I have to see what she looks like. 'Cause
Yeah,
she got like a, even just watching your playthrough now, it's like she almost looks creepy behind
yeah.
that mask.
But yeah, like she looks like what you would think of someone who's never seen sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like grey and yeah, like the
You're like,
pupils in the
ooh,
eyes.
put the mask back on. Like, ooh.
True.
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, we're just talking about Tally, and we finished Garrus. It wasn't really. It, to be honest, I'm actually surprised. Like a lot of his characters, like Garrus and Tally, and um, I didn't realize I didn't have as much to say about them in the first game as I do in the later games. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought there was a lot more to it. And when I played Mass Effect 1, I was like, oh, okay. So it's almost like you know, like when you go to where they give you a bit of tasting. You know, when you go like Woolworths or something, they go, "Oh, try our new product." You just get a taste of that thing, and then you're like, "Oh, that didn't satisfy me. I'll go get more."
Yeah.
You know, they give you like the cheese tasting or you know, wine tasting or something like that, and you're like, "Oh, nice, yeah." Let me actually buy a bowl so I can actually have an enjoyable drink or buy a cheese. But yeah, so yeah, we're going Garrus, we're going Tally. How about Rex? What are your thoughts on Rex?
I originally didn't
Haha,
like Rex. I thought, uh, oh, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You can hear him,
Oh, sorry,
Jace.
sorry.
Yep.
I thought
Yep. Yep.
you. Sorry, I thought you said hello. Yeah. So at the start, I didn't like Rex, but the more I played it, the more I'm like, oh yeah, he's actually a really cool character. And you only really have the first game because he's one of those characters that never come back to your party.
Yeah, true. True. So Jason, when Michael first played this game back in 2010 or 2008 or whenever, Michael purposely got Rex killed.
Like
Yeah,
in the beginning or on the
on
planet where
that
you nuke
planet,
it.
the my
On the planet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember I almost lost him then. I was like, I only had I managed to convince him otherwise, but yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure he could die here if you wanted to.
yeah, I definitely can, guy. You know, especially on that planet, you know. But yeah,
Krogans remind me of the orcs a little bit. I feel like they're the orcs
of the planet, yeah.
the Mass
Just want to have
Effect.
a good time in the fight.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're just they want to fight. They just like combat, and they're like some sort of weird creation as well. And they're like, I don't know, they just reminded me of the orcs. So I instantly liked him for that reason. But um, again, I played with him the first playthrough. I talked to him more than I did this time. I was kind of like, oh yeah, there's Rex. He's kind of like annoying, and he always gets you into a fight. I feel like he's just personality is just so abrasive. He forces you into like a conflict.
Can I just show you guys that
Yeah.
scene with Rex getting killed? Because I killed him.
Go for it.
Sorry.
Oh, you killed him in the first.
Destroy it.
Yeah.
Calm down, Rex. I'm not the enemy here. Saren's the one you should be mad at.
Really? Saren created a cure for my people. You want to destroy it. Help me out here, Shepard. The lines between friend and foe are getting a little blurry from where I stand.
I shouldn't have to explain that to you, Rex.
Indulge me. I've been loyal to you so far. Hell, you did more for me than my family ever did. But if I'm going to keep following,
All you
need to know we're doing it for the right reasons.
all you need to know is that I'm giving you an order to fall in line.
Oh,
That's it. All this time, and that's all I get from you. How can you not see what this means to the Krogan? This base can't be destroyed. I won't allow it.
Can I shoot him? or not?
Saren doesn't
Oh, I didn't shoot him. Sorry.
It-
I thought I shot him. Sorry.
No, you can't shoot Rex.
Yeah, well, I shot him in the other one. My second playthrough. I should have
I
saved
really
it.
don't
Like,
like that.
no, I just thought it was funny. That scene goes hilarious when you shoot him. So, and then people come running. He goes, they're like, "What happened?" And you just go, "Oh, he just went crazy."
I was actually torn in this mission. Like, I kind of felt I got understood what
I
he was saying.
understood his.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
well, I would be the same if I was him. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
if it was
hang on
your
a minute,
people.
like, there's a chance to like bring my people back, like, and we're just gonna destroy it. But I don't remember there being like, again, there's not like a way to kind of that I felt was comfortable to navigate that scenario. It's just like one or the other.
Yeah, we got to destroy
Yeah,
the
and
lab.
the only one that I keep choosing is like, yeah, don't be a slave to Saren.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
If you don't have enough,
But like,
so I done the side mission to get his armor back. And if you don't have enough Paragon or Renegade talking points, you can't talk him down. And either you have to kill him or Ashley kills him.
yeah. See, like, I would like an
Yeah,
option
actually, choosing.
to nuke the base and try and do what I can to save the Krogan, but that's not an option.
No, and that makes sense though. Like,
Well, the
because
Solarians
they don't have
would make
time.
sure it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Can
wasn't
you? So if you can you actually save the Krogans, or can you?
not in this one.
Only, not in, yeah.
Yeah, and Malaya ones, but like oh yeah, you want to
How'd you
talk a
have,
bit about
how'd
the
you have so
genocide?
much money?
Because
How'd you
I
have
did
so much
every
money
single
at that
side
early
mission,
stage?
and then I sold all my weapons.
I was like, that's how much I had at the end of the game, but not at this point.
Yeah, I did every side mission, Jason.
Yeah, I
I-
understand now.
Yeah, and then I sold every single weapon I wasn't using, and crew I wasn't really using like Kayan. I never gave them the pistol. So yeah, talk about the genophage. Like like can you explain that to the audience? Just about what that was.
It's like only 1 in every 1,000 births is viable or are viable. So the population is slowly dwindling. And that just goes to show how much the Krogan get it on. But
They're like toads.
yeah, it was after their failed uprising. So
Yeah, they kind of breed
they
like
got off
rabbits,
pretty
don't
good
they?
with like that for extinction.
Yeah,
It was those guys that made the genophage, right? That whatever that race is on now on your
Yep.
playthrough. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, they made it. The
Yeah.
The
Turians
Solarians.
administered it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
But like again, it's like the orcs. It's like if you don't slow that down, they're gonna take over. Like
yeah, warring
Oh, yeah.
tribes. And they're kind of too stupid that they breed too much where they have to expand to new land.
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, it was inevitable that you either have to wipe them from extinction or you had to do something like that.
this is probably my favorite mission in terms of like making a decision because I could see both sides. I was kind of torn. I was like, both choices had a point. Like, it was the hardest I think to make.
Yeah. I think
But also like morally
Yeah.
conflicting.
I think I can see Rex, and it's funny when you talk to him that you go, well, what about your people? And he goes, my people, you know, still want to fight. You know, they're still out there and they're gone mercenary and they're doing all this stuff. But like the people are so dumb And that must be depressing, right? Imagine, you know, your particular race of people are heading towards extinction. Instead of trying to fix it, they're just, getting themselves more killed. Yeah, they're doing things that are opposite to trying to repair. That must be very depressing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah, again, I can see why he's got this opportunity to like change the course of his people's destiny, and you killed him, John. How dare you?
Well, obviously not in this playthrough, so it must
Yeah,
be
no,
in the
not this
second one.
But yeah, no, yeah, I like this mission.
Oh,
Conflicting.
I also like with Rex's character,
Yeah.
The family armor. So you find out that the armor actually comes from his father, who Rex killed because he set him up on a ambush. So Rex was actually fighting like a little mini civil war with his father after the genophage, where Rex wanted to try and get peaceful and try and concentrate on breeding for Krogans to save the people, and the father just wanted to fight another war. And so they met up at a peaceful area where you're not supposed to bring weapons, and the father betrayed him, and so Rex killed him before getting out of there. But Rex lost
Well,
his whole entire like squad. They got wiped out. So that was pretty interesting.
yeah, all his supporters got wiped out.
Yeah, because of the betrayal by the father. The Rex made sure that the father died. You know that, Jason, right?
No, I didn't know that. That's why I was just listening to that one.
Yeah.
Is that like when do you find that out? Is that later on?
Just talking to Rex normally on the ship.
Yeah, I didn't talk too much.
Oh, Jason, I'm surprised
Oh,
he didn't die on your campaign.
I kept him alive, but that's about it.
You must be a good talker.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. And so last but not least, let's go to Liara. Liara. So
oh, you've already done tally. Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
yeah, you were in the
That's right.
bathroom for a
Came in
while.
later.
Yeah. So
Liara, yes.
yeah. Go straight to her picture. And so yeah, thoughts on Liara. Do you want to go first, Michael?
This playthrough, again, like I did the romance option with Liara, and
Me too.
I, I just feel as though
Yeah.
I don't know how to even articulate it.
I feel like it's
He's
a
the
romance that they push on you.
She's like a schoolgirl with a crush on you, and you're like, this is like, it's like she doesn't know subtlety,
Yeah.
and she must be 130 years old. All right, well, okay.
They're
I
slow and
get if
mature.
you're, yeah, and I don't know. I did the romance option because she's a hot blue chick, so obviously, and Ashley had died somehow in my playthrough.
Somehow.
Your options were limited.
Yeah,
So
pretty
it's
much.
either Rex or
I get it in my original playthrough back in 2008. I went with Liara in all three games. And she's really cute when you chain to her. But it's funny, in this one, I purposely tried to romance Ashley. And it's funny how hard the game tries to push Liara on you. I didn't realize it.
I know.
she's so forward. You're just like, oh, yeah.
But
Um,
what are your
yeah,
thoughts
she's
on her?
yeah, I went the romance route. I thought she was really like the most interesting because she's not human. Like I guess Tully isn't as well, but like I don't know, she has the most like kind of different. I like when you talk to her about the what's her race called again?
The
This show,
yeah,
Just
sorry.
their whole culture and their views on sex, and they're like viewed as promiscuous because um they are like always, I don't know, they're like really sexual, but like I don't know, and they have the history, and they're like she's 130 years old, but she acts like a 20-year-old, or like um I don't know, I actually liked it. I found it interesting. Um yeah.
Uh,
Is she in the
yep.
second one as well?
uh,
In the
DLC,
DLC. Um,
Yeah.
which can
which
which
you
you get
you
with the
can't actually, can
legendary.
you romance her in there?
Only in like post game, but like right near the end.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I thought it was
Yep.
interesting, and it's funny they link up.
I have
Yeah,
I was just gonna. I have to review. That's one I'm like really trying to remember. I'm like struggling to remember because I remember like going through all their conversations and being like, "Oh, this is a pretty interesting kind of thought out race and their cultural views on things." But I've kind of forgotten a little bit now. Chichi. Um. So yeah, that's something I'd have to go back and read. I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Just
It's
trying to
funny with
remember.
her race. So um, they don't like to breed on their own. Like they can breed with any race, any
Yeah,
sex. It's kind of a weird thing. It's almost like
and
in some ways it's almost parasitical, if that makes sense.
are they the first
Well,
race to arrive at the Citadel as well?
Yeah,
I think they will.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
But like there's a lot of
Um,
mystery
it's
behind the Asari.
yeah, because they don't pro- reproduce in the same way anyone else does. Theirs is like they link their brainwaves to yours, and then they create
Yeah, you create an
offspring through that.
Asari kid. You don't create a hybrid, if that makes sense, Jason.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
if you get in a relationship with an Asari, I'm not saying you as in you like as
Oh,
in the
sign
your
me up.
shepherd, right?
Sign me up.
You're only producing Asari kids. So it's not really passing your DNA. It's like passing more like your fingerprints. That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
bit weird. They still get some of the personality of the humans, but they're not. I don't know. Sorry, thing's a bit of a weird alien thing.
It was interesting though. They definitely had like a lot of interesting thoughts put into their race. There she
Oh,
is, old matriarch. God bless her.
yeah. The same with I brought her along purposely for that, and I brought Rex
Yeah, you
purposely
said that.
for
I did that too, actually. I brought those two along because you told me they'd be interesting
yeah,
dialogue
because
options.
Rex is really forthright about the
Killing that other thing,
yeah. Well,
that
I just said the Arachnite.
bug thing. The Rachni, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
yeah.
Did you
but
guys kill or save the Rachni? That's another
I
big one.
let the
Um,
Arachnite live.
Yeah.
yeah. I only let it live because it really does absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Like,
I feel like
it,
that's a big decision where like you could have a really cool consequence, like they really
yeah,
help you
and
out in a big battle, or they don't, or whatever.
they drop the ball in the later games, so I won't say anything more. But
Yeah.
it was very disappointing. The Rachni. Actually, no. Did I save it or kill it? Let's see if I can. Because
Well,
I
I
wouldn't
clearly
really
just let
be
it live.
opposed to killing it, but
I'm neutral on that one, to be honest. Like I
I
although
think I
I
killed it.
feel a bit weird without killing a race that I can't know anything about, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Being the
Although
actual
they
ones
did
who
try and kill
genocide.
you.
Well,
They
true,
did try
true.
and kill you all the way up till that point.
But yeah,
Um,
with Liara, there's not really much else to say. Like we pretty much said everything. Like she was a archaeologist and a historian, and she loves Repropians, and she'll talk your ears about it, like talk your ears off. And she's cute. She's nice, pleasant. Very good in combat. Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I got
that's
really
what it is.
nothing else to say. You guys?
No.
No.
No, yeah, no, I'm good.
All right, all right. Well, yeah, I think we talked about the main characters, and with yeah, I don't really think we've got much else to say about characters. I mean, we can talk about Saren, but it's not really much to say about him. He's just a generic bad guy. Well, at least that's how I feel.
I actually thought there was a lot. I
All
thought
right.
a lot about his arc of like um embracing technology and like having this symbiosis with synthetic technology, and like I don't know, I felt like a lot of that I thought was like you could draw a parallel to kind of like today and us living with technology and like where this is all taking us, and like there's going to be some people that are going to like take that leap, I think, at a certain point where they're like, well, it's actually we can't beat this thing, we might as well try and fuse with it, like. And I
Well,
thought
no,
that
he,
was
he wasn't trying to fuse with it. What he was trying to side with them in the hopes that if he helps the Reapers,
he was
that
fused with it. That's what he was. He was
no, no,
half.
no, no, like they give you upgrades, but that's not
By the end of it, it was.
like yeah. But by the end of it, Sovereign suggested the upgrades. He put the upgrades on, which is bit silly. But the idea was that he was siding with Reapers because like the way he said it, and like you can talk to him on different dialogues, is that he thinks there's nothing that's going to stop the Reapers coming. Like the Reapers are inevitable. They're going to wipe us out. Maybe if we side with them, maybe they'll spare some of us. Like that's his thinking, right?
Yeah.
And the thing
think
is,
that's
he's wrong. He's wrong because they never side. They like you saw the last generation with the Propians. They didn't keep a single one alive. They turned them all into huts or into other things. And so, like he thinks that's how he thinks. He thinks if you can help the enemy out, they'll maybe they'll spare enough of you that you guys can continue on just under their control. But that's not what.
Yeah.
We don't know why Reapers do what they do, right? In this game, and the Reapers
But
never explain themselves.
I think there's going to always be people that are going to take that kind of attitude or approach. Like if there's something that's so powerful that's invading your place, like just to go beyond right or wrong, you can kind of like see where the option of like, well, if maybe there's a chance if I side with this power source that maybe they'll keep us going in some form. But no, I just with Saren's arc and his character, I just drew a lot of parallels with technology, and I saw a lot of like people. I saw a lot of just like an attitude of like let's join with technology or something that's like, and kind of form a symbiosis with it, and then Shepard's like the like against that, and I don't know, I just saw a lot of. I did feel like there was a lot of parallels to draw between Saren's arc and his character, and like how some groups today view technology.
I do
I
like
can,
once you tell him the truth, like right near the end, that he actually has an arc where he'll actually kill himself to, because it's the only thing he's got left, like the only free will he's got left.
Yeah, the last little bit of human in him is like, oh shit.
Yeah, as long as you got the speech check right. I think it's a cool
I
arc,
like that.
because I'm like,
Because he wasn't like he was
He wasn't
evil.
evil.
I'm not going to deny. Well,
Oh, sorry.
He
That's our
slaughtered
disagreement.
entire human populations. So yeah, like
Yeah,
he was
okay.
evil.
It was
wasn't
evil, but he
sinister, though.
wasn't.
He wasn't sinister. He was doing it for what he felt were
Yeah, he
greater
had a
cause.
purpose, and I understood his
And
purpose.
he hated
Yeah.
humans, but
Doesn't mean
yeah,
I would have let him live, but
No.
you know, he redeemed himself by killing himself.
Yeah, but that's what I think. That's what makes a good villain is like has some kind of you could kind of understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, and I got what he was trying to do. You know, exactly what you said.
yeah.
And you see on
Oh, this is a doctor, by the way, Jason.
the
Yeah.
the nuke one, whatever.
Yeah.
What is that place? Villainous? Oh, Vermar, sorry.
Vermeer, yeah.
On Vermar,
Yeah.
where he sets up the indoctrination thing because he wants to understand, and you read his journal
Mm.
where he's going on about, you know, he knows what happens, and he doesn't think he's going to be a puppet. So he's like, you know, an insane man thinks they're perfectly sane.
Yeah, in his mind, he thinks he's like one. He's outsmarting them
Yeah.
by playing
Yeah.
along with it to a certain degree, but he plays along with it too far that he becomes embezzled in it.
Yeah, he doesn't realize he's a puppet, and that's the
Yeah.
speech, being able to say that to him.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that, and I did enjoy him as a bad guy. I really did like how Sovereign was done up to be the overarching one. You didn't really actually do much with them later on. Even when you found out Sovereign was the main villain, you were still like, Saren, we gotta step in.
Because he would like Saren was like the I don't know the more terrestrial elements. Sovereign was still this kind of like weird ethereal thing that was like didn't make any sense, but kind of did. But it was like, what the hell is that? And how do you fight a ship? Like, how do you fight an ancient, old 1,000-year-old ship? Saren was like the part that you could actually contend with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a
That
part
was
where
cool.
where he
Yeah, it had
kills
layers
himself.
to it.
I love this as a slave.
I watched it. Yeah, watch this. You still got to fight his mongoloid version though.
Oh no, it
Yeah.
feels
So
a
what?
bit-
See, when I look at him, when I look at Saren, and all that blue, I see that as like an integrated, like he's integrated
He has.
tech into his. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
he's something that.
These were the
He's not-
upgrades that Sovereign told him to
To
put
Yeah,
on
and
himself.
he had those at
did
the
it.
start, didn't he?
No,
No, it didn't.
no. He gets
Really?
worse every time you
Oh,
see
okay.
him. So,
But he
so
had something.
After this,
in it.
John, play the video when he's on Eden Prime.
yeah, Ian Prime. We'll talk about
Oh, yeah.
Ian Prime actually. I love this part.
Surrender or death. There are no other options.
You could have resisted. You could have fought. Instead, you surrendered. You quit.
Maybe you're right. Maybe there is still a chance the implants. Sovereign is too strong. I'm sorry. It is too late for me.
Love this bit.
There's still one way to stop this. If you've got the guts.
Goodbye, Shepard. Thank you.
How's the music?
Oh no.
And
It's epic.
Oh,
it was so loud that it ruined certain bits for me.
The music.
oh, you couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear it on your end.
No,
It's too
I
loud.
said it was
in the
no,
in the
yeah.
game.
in the game. It was too loud.
Ah, yeah. Well,
Settings, bro.
yeah, sorry. I'll go straight to Sovereign on where is he on Ian Prime? He's in
So you have to have-
cutscenes.
Going
you have-
up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you have to have enough renegade points to get Saren to do that at the end.
Yeah. Same with
No, that's
Paragon.
Paragon.
No, Renegade.
Paragon?
No, that was Renegade. I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I thought I had.
Renegade and Paragon.
The whole game I'm playing Renegade, and I was like, how do I not have enough points to makes
No,
sense.
no,
yeah.
no. It's not just.
Isn't there a renegade option
No,
where you can jump out and shoot him?
it's not just Renegade and Paragon points. It's also putting it into your speech chat as intimidation.
Yeah, I had full intimidation and I had
Really?
mostly
Could
renegade.
you
and I
talk
didn't
to
have
him
enough.
on Vermeer?
Yep.
That's weird.
I don't know what. Maybe I did. I think I just didn't have enough renegade points or something. Because a couple of missions I did Paragon, I didn't want to. I just accidentally did it. I went, oh, whatever.
Oh, this is it with Berserang when you first meet him. Well, you don't actually meet him. See? Oh, he
Doesn't
looks the
give it
same,
to me.
actually.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. From the very beginning, I was like, oh, this guy's like a half organic, half synthetic creature.
I take
he's
back
obvi-
every bad thing I said about you.
I
You're right.
thought he was slowly getting worse. Sorry. But
That
he,
would
go,
actually would.
he does
I was hoping
mention
you
it.
guys were right because that would be even cooler, and it makes sense with his character.
He,
But he
he,
always
go,
seemed like a mechanic. Like even from the beginning, I was like, "Is that guy a mechanic? Like, what is he?" And then I was like, "Oh, he must be like some."
he
He's
does
obviously got
mention
like,
at that point that he's put upgrades since last time you fought him
yeah. So like
by
he's
yeah, but it was given to him by
merged with
Sovereign.
technology to that point. That's kind of like, yeah, you lose yourself and the technology takes over. I just thought that was kind of like relevant
Well,
to
but he didn't lose
our.
himself at the end if you got the
Well,
right
in your
speech
version,
check.
he did. In my version, he didn't.
Did you
You-
jump
you-
out and shoot him?
No, I didn't have any. I had no choice
He
but to
had to
fight that
fight him.
horrible. And it was hard
No,
too.
there's
Yeah, I
an
don't know.
option where you can jump out and shoot him.
No, what?
No, I didn't have
I
that
didn't
option.
know
No, that's
that.
the Paragon one. Isn't that the
No,
Paragon option?
I didn't
no, there's
didn't
an
see that
option where you
option.
can jump out and shoot him. I swear. I swear it's the
Not.
renegade one. That's why.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that option. I thought you had to fight
It's
him if you
before you get
failed the
into the
speech check.
actual.
But it doesn't matter. To me, canon is he shoots himself. I don't know. That makes sense to me. Like he's like, I want
Yeah.
some freedom.
It's a better story. It's a better story.
It is a better
definitely.
story. But all right,
He
let's talk
he
about
redeems.
like we've talked about the characters, we've
Even
talked about the story. Do you just want to go quick firing through some of the missions? Just like discussion.
I've got to go. I've got to go at 5.
What's the
But
time now?
do some things around the house.
Oh,
So
we'll just go quick. We'll be quick.
yeah. If
Just
you
for
want to go,
missions. So
Well, we
uh
may have to do a part 2 on this.
do
well,
parts,
we
but
could
I really
wrap
want
it.
to play. I want to. I want to start Mass Effect. I want to start the next one.
Well, we could wrap it up, right? Like we'll just go quickly. Like first ports of the intro. Like, did you think it was a good way of introducing the game? Like Eden Prime, a good mission.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Thought it was like it just introduced you to the elements. You got to meet a few people.
Test out
It
your
was kind of
powers.
built up, and then that beacon firing off at the end was like, whoa, this is what the hell was that? And
I
then
love seeing Sovereign for the first time. That was awesome.
yeah, me too. That was epic, eh? Just like
That was
what
cool.
the heck is that thing? Was that the same? Has that been remastered? Because I don't.
Yeah, I think
that-
the graphics have been. Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
looks a lot
'cause I-
better.
Yeah, the
I
sound's
remember
still the
going,
same.
wow, that looks better than I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was epic.
and then yeah, I do like the start of it. It like gets you wrapped up. It tells you about the story. So yeah, I think it's a good intro. But then I feel like the game really takes off on the Citadel.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts on
And
the
the Seekers.
Citadel?
No one's talked about Seekers yet.
Oh, Seekers. Yeah,
I
Or
mean,
the Keepers, sorry.
talk about them when you talk about Ilos.
I was. Yeah,
Hylos.
yeah,
Ilos is the last planet that the Prothean the cryo sleep center was.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah.
they talk about how the Keepers were the behind
Yeah, and-
everything. They're the ones that run the whole thing for the
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Keepers.
the Citadel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they are so mysterious. You're just like, they don't talk, and you're like, no one knows anything about them. I was like, what the hell are these things?
Except for that one guy that
I-
does the medical scanning. They
Yeah.
should have had something like you had to bypass security or something to do the medical scanning, or it'd be like you couldn't have anyone see you doing it. It was
Yeah.
just you
So
just
you-
run over to them, scan it, and run off, and no one thinks
The
any wiser.
the
Even though
worst
it's
part
supposed
is
to
it
be a
doesn't tell
criminal
you
action to do that.
which ones you have scanned. So if you've
Yeah.
got one more left, you don't know where to look, and you look online and you run into the same areas you've already been. Yeah,
I think it
just
was more just like to get you to explore a little bit,
yeah.
like to get you moving through.
Yeah,
I love the
Yeah, right
Citadel as a location.
Yes. Yeah, me too. But right from the beginning, I was like, no, I was talking to people, and no one knows anything about these things which were there in the beginning. I was
Yeah.
like, we should definitely find out.
And
more
then they
about
tell
this.
you not to touch them. You're like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a bit weird.
Oh, they're very mysterious, and you're like, okay. And then you find out at the end that they've been there.
They're the ones that
program.
always start the
Yeah,
the
keep it recycling.
communications. Yeah.
yeah.
And then yeah, so once you come to Citadel, you do your mission. You become not a Reaper, you become a
Spectre.
Spectre.
Reap.
What we'll just go quick. Fire it. Vermeer, I thought that was okay. It was where Liara is. That was
I
one of the
love-
hardest
no,
missions.
That wasn't Burma. That was Thurum.
Theron, sorry, not Theron. Vermeer. Theron. I thought that was really hard. That mission. I got stuck on one
Dealing
point.
with that Krogan in the lift,
Oh,
Yeah.
that was insane. So many restarts.
And I'll give that right at the start too, so I'm sure it's easier if you get it as the third mission. But I want to get Liara as fast as possible.
I was upgrading stasis, made it really easy to get through once I realized I could just stasis him.
Yeah,
But
get
I
if he's rested.
wasted points on that where I could have just used like lift and singularity and done the same thing. Anyway,
True.
how'd you go, Jason, on that?
Yeah.
I don't remember too much trouble on that one, but I was playing on hard, but not the very hard. But I'm trying to think back to that.
That was
mission. I remember
the
being in
mine one. You know,
Yeah, I
there's
remember the mines.
like my part wasn't actually the Krogan part. It was you know, as you're traveling and you got to deal with his death. There's a jumper one. Right
Jumps
here.
up onto the roof.
Yeah, this one here. This one I had to restart like
Oh,
4 or 5
yeah,
times.
that was challenging.
This was
Yeah.
hardest part.
And there's that big thing at the back just firing.
Yeah,
bullets
and
at
those
you.
things jump up on top and then snipe. By the way, you know those jumping enemies don't exist in the other games because they could not program it in the new engine. So unfortunately,
Really?
Mass Effect 1's the only time you see them.
Yeah, they were challenging.
They were.
They just go.
That was cool.
They were cool. It's
Yeah.
too bad that they don't
Exactly.
exist in the other games. Okay, so we talked about that. Noveria, the ice planet. This is the one with the
I hated all the running around just to get to the station.
yeah.
Like, oh, you had to prove that the director was guilty or something.
Oh, that was.
It
You had to
was-
go back and forth so many times.
Yeah.
That was so annoying trying to do that. Once you get
Yeah.
to the station, it was like a horror movie. It was
Yeah.
so cool.
I do love the horror
like-
movie aspect of it. It's like
You're just
aliens.
walking around. I wish the Rachni were shown less.
Yeah, a bit more mysterious.
Well, a
aliens
bit
or
hard
something,
to kill kind
Yeah.
of thing. But
creeping
less
through
of
the
them.
Yeah.
corridor.
Harder to kill and shown less.
Yeah.
So when you actually see one, you're like, oh my gosh, this is,
Run.
like,
Yeah. Oh, they were hard to kill anyway, like the big ones were.
no, I mean, I went adept, so not really. But
You
I
just
remember
like-
as the engineer, though, the more annoying ones were the little ones.
Oh, 'cause you can't see them.
because they explode and they do poison, and they poison you, and you're like, oh shit. If you don't have high health, it's a problem.
By the way, there's 3 ways to get the ticket. One way is to, like tell the guy, like give him back his kiss, and then that's it. The other one's to get him to, join you and go to court of law, and then they arrest the guy. And the other one is to actually tell the Solarian that she's actually betraying him, and you can actually get her killed, and he kills himself. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, no, I like this mission. Did you kill Arachnite, Jason, or not? Arachnite Queen?
I kept it alive.
I kept it alive
I just
too.
couldn't. When you start talking to it, it just sounds it's like, oh, this thing's so ancient, and
But I wish it was a
I don't
third
know.
option where you just keep it trapped in there and then the
Someone else
then-
to
the
study it.
council,
like it's
you know.
yeah. I wish it wasn't so nice. I wish it was more like aliens. Then I would have been like, oh, kill these freaking things. Like
Yeah, but that's how it tricked
they
you,
s-
Jason.
they started out like Mike was saying. It started out like a creepy horror alien thing, and then it kind of didn't really kind of pan out that way. But yeah, but I guess that's the whole point. You got to make it like a dilemma. Make
Yeah.
it like a hard choice.
Yeah, it's like yeah, you feel, do I have the right to exterminate
Whole
a
race.
species?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same
But, yeah,
time, you wish
you-
the third option was, we're not letting you out, out in the middle of space. We're going to take you with us, like to a
Yeah.
council. like what? Why would you just you can either kill it or
Let
you
it
can launch
free?
it out so it just goes out and lands on a random planet. Like that's not going to cause problems.
Yeah, and then the other side is they've already caused one global, well, sorry, not
Global
global,
war.
galaxy-wide war where the Krogan had to be uplifted and then thrown into the front lines to deal with it.
Yeah, that's so
Uh,
true. That's probably the hardest decision out of the game, other than the council one,
So,
which we talked about.
yeah,
And so after this mission, we have the creepy one,
Heroes.
Veros,
yeah,
Theros.
the Thorian.
Yeah. What do you think of that? On
I liked the Geth assault on the building, and more so the Thoron was pretty cool. It wasn't long enough to be anything but just a really cool side mission, more or less.
that's true. Yeah, no, it's definitely
And I saved all the colonists, but
same here.
one time I was supposed to go good the first time playing it, and I didn't realize you had to
Oh,
input
equip.
the grenade upgrade. So I was grenading them, and I killed everyone. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
but I
I had the opposite. I was trying to do be
You were
like
trying to kill
renegade,
him.
and then I was like, oh, whatever. I use this grenade, I'll kill it. And then it's like, oh, you got all these Paragon points. It's like I didn't mean
No,
to. I almost wanted to go back and kill everyone, but I went, nah, I'll just keep going.
kill them while they're unconscious, Jason.
Yeah,
Easy
I
kill.
could have. But
Yeah, that's funny.
But this one, I really got stuck in a few of the little like corridors. Like this is the one where the level design got confusing. Like on the
the
other end,
building.
yeah, just when you're in the other end and you're going up and down and you're in these corridors, and I just kept getting lost, and I was like, who made this level? But I like to open.
Yeah.
I liked using the jeep to shoot missiles at little Geth on the highways. That was pretty fun.
I've got a bullet
Yeah.
that knocks them back right here. See, they keep falling down.
what?
When the
'cause they're shot.
Mako is used in a level it's designed for, it's
Yeah.
really enjoyable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not in a big open mountainous area, but just in like a tight corridors when you just like.
I agree.
It's
It's actually fun to drive a Minko on this mission. Yeah, it was alright mission overall. Like I didn't mind that it's the third one. We'll skip the DLC. Bring it down the sky. Did you play that? The DLC one, Jason?
What?
I think we all did because
The
it was
asteroid
Is it
one.
built into it?
yeah.
It's optional.
It was when you go to the asteroid and those Batarian raiders had killed all the scientists and set the asteroid on a collision course.
Show me.
This one. See?
I don't
Oh,
remember that.
yeah, oh, okay.
I don't
I
remember that.
purposely went after him. I was like, no, I'm not going to
Yeah,
let you.
the scientist died on mine as well.
Did
Yeah.
you have to have the DLC installed? I
No,
don't
it's
remember.
already installed. It's just a planet you
It's-
had to choose. It actually says bring it down.
It's like a side mission
Oh,
essentially.
it's a okay, yeah, no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Okay,
Well, it's a
keep going.
DLC, but I think it's a good side mission. All right. Well, you can
It's one
play
of
it.
those ones where you're like, yeah, you're almost always going to go renegade. Like, never in a situation would you be like, okay, this like mass murderer has just done a Saw style trap for
True.
3 scientists after having killed everyone else on the station.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're gonna let me leave and have that like die or whatever?
Oh, you're
Or are you
just
gonna
as
let
bad
me
as
go?"
me.
And
I'm
then,
like, no, you're the one that killed them. I'm sorry.
yeah, he's like,
This
"You
isn't
don't even
even
get to-"
equivalent. Yeah, it's not equivalent. I'm killing a
I remember
terrorist.
this. I remember. Oh, sorry, I'm just watching the Let's Play.
Yep.
I remember
No,
being
no,
at this
no.
exact point and dying and forgetting to have saved like
Yeah.
so far before and being like, I had to stop. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't go
You
through
had
that
to
again.
save every. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really was. I'm so used to auto saves now. I'm like, I forgot about that.
They,
Like,
they, they
oh,
fixed that up in the second game, but I used to die on this mission and other
there you
missions
go.
so many times. Yeah.
You just died.
Yep.
Yeah, I died heaps on that part.
I had to learn that
Um,
too, because yeah, exactly. See, I had to start all the way back there.
Yeah.
Like, oh
You're just
no,
like,
and then
Yeah.
Did you ever do the moon mission?
the
You
moon
have to go
one,
to the moon of
yes,
Earth.
yes,
yeah,
I did that one.
because I
Johnny
told
told me
you to
about
do
that
that
one.
one. Yeah.
Is probably
Yeah.
the one where I died the most.
Really?
Oh really?
Yeah,
Did you do it
because I
early
did
or?
pretty early on.
Yeah.
And when the
Ah,
gun drones came out, they were the first ones. I forgot the pattern. So the first one I went to was like, oh, gun drones have been released. And I'm like, oh, all right. And it slaughtered me every single time. I ended up having to do
wow.
some scummy thing. It was you go in there, shoot, draw the fire, run all the way back to the exit, uh, and do as much damage, and then before you died, leave the building. So every one of your allies come back to life, and you don't have to expend anything.
Oh,
And
that's
then
funny.
go back in there,
Wow.
do the same thing.
Yeah,
That must have
this
been,
mission here, I died so many times. I lost. As Vermeer. What are your thoughts on Vermeer? Yeah, I love the look of this planet, but this was so tough. This mission.
Yeah, I died a lot on this one. Those Krogans.
I ended up
really
using a
messed me up.
sniper. See, and I'm not even proficient in the sniper, just because. Yeah, that's craziest mission. This is so
Yeah,
hard.
it's probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite mission, I think,
Yeah,
in terms of story, and that's where you meet Sovereign, and
you get to
it just looks
kill
cool too.
Ashley.
Yeah, and you fight Saren. There's a lot in this one.
Don't worry, guys. I kept Ashley alive. See, I'm pro-human, unlike these two alien lovers.
What, we kept a human alive for a human?
Yeah, we kept humans.
You're like, oh, I saved Kayan.
I
Was
saved
it
Ashley as well.
worth? Oh, that's right. Michael's the one that killed.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Michael's the one that's Kayan lover.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing, John. Did you ever no, when
I
you
hacked
go
it.
into shift, you hotkey them to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ah, I didn't really do that, but I like
If you
pausing as
do
well.
1, 2, 3, 4, it actually kind of does the auto lock on for abilities. It's only ever when you go into shift
Ah,
to use it that.
I had a couple in there, but yeah, I didn't use the hotkeys much. I mainly used the shift.
I could use a hotkey for
Okay,
melee.
that would be why you.
I love that
I didn't
shield
have as many
destroy.
abilities as you guys are.
Yeah, it depends on the
Soldier
I'm
class,
sure
but
Soldier has this like a free rocket launcher shot or something.
Yeah, with the shotgun.
Free rocket launcher.
If you fully upgrade the shotgun, that's a rocket launcher that shoots
yeah, I
out.
didn't do that.
But I give that with the Vanguard a lot. Shotguns in this game is so much better than they are in number 2. But we'll talk about that in number 2. All right, so yeah, everyone enjoyed that mission, this one. So we're
Yep.
on to the ILOS. What do you think about this one? This is the second last mission just before the Citadel one. This is that planet where you land and the Propian, you find
It
out.
was pretty. It was a pretty cool planet. I thought lore-wise, it was pretty heavy in regards for like when you find out what happened to them, because it wasn't a quick death. It was a slow one where you as Reapers didn't do it all in a week. It
They're all in
was happening
hibernation.
over decades of the Reapers going through planet after planet and just wiping everyone out.
Yeah, that was creepy. Yeah, the atmosphere I didn't really catch me. Like it's supposed to be like jungle where nature's taking over the old statues. It's kind of like the Amazon or something like that. Like you imagine finding an old Indian pyramids. You know you know that pyramid in America, Jason. You know, one with the steps. It's like the Aztec one.
Yeah, that's it. Like
it's like this.
like
That's what it
Tempe or
reminds me of.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, Machu Picchu. So it's like that. Like that's what this planet reminds me of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all right. You know, I don't know.
I didn't. Those things stayed asleep for me.
Oh really?
I found if I didn't attack them, they didn't wake up, and then I just walked around them.
Those
They
things
kept
just
messing
take
me
so
up.
many bullets. See?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
just
know.
used it for XP,
Oh yeah, same here. Tried to get max level.
and they were easy enough for me to kill.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't use grenades a lot.
Me neither. But
As much as
grenades
I
were so
was,
hard to
yeah.
use. Oh,
I
that's
forget
one
about
thing.
them, and they go, "Oh, that's really good."
It's one thing we should talk about in combat. Grenades I found useless.
Yeah, they're not, and because he throws them like a frisbee. It doesn't
Yeah.
like you can't lob them or like bounce them off walls. It was really
But you can
awkward to like.
detonate them whenever you want.
Yeah, but
Like
that's
a
alright.
trip
But
mine as well.
Yeah, this is my favorite
okay.
part of the
We
level.
probably
Is
didn't use
actually
them the right way.
this is another level that the Menko actually works well. You know,
Not when you got the not when you got the default control.
oh, sorry guys, that
Yeah,
default
I got
control.
Stuck. I got stuck so many times on
I
this
love
level.
it, and you're racing to get to the thing
Yeah,
you're
that was
shooting
cool.
off. That was the best part. Or to me,
Yeah.
that and
No, that
finding out.
race what didn't feel challenging. It was just like you just go in straight line and ignore everyone shooting at you because they didn't do anything.
It's just cinematic to keep you going, but yeah, it wasn't really a challenge. You were always going to make it.
Yeah. Last mission. What are your thoughts on this mission?
It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed running on the side of the building and you're looking up to the space battle.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
But the space battle was essentially just Sovereign killing everything.
I'm just me leading this guy, just because I'm like I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the whole like gravity thing. Like when you hit them and they just went
Floating.
flying.
It is pretty
That was
funny.
cool.
Now you get to that point. So you all fought the Krogan Battlemasters.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they come.
Yeah, you didn't actually have to go that way. If you go the other
Really?
way, then you fight the turrets. You fight like
Yeah.
four.
Oh no, I
gun
still had
turrets.
to. I still had
You
to
don't
fight.
have to do.
Still had
I
to
know what you're
fight the
talking about, Michael.
turrets.
I did the same. I fought the turrets and then I fought the Krogan Battlemaster.
Ah.
I did both.
Yeah. I died at the Krogan Battlemasters once, and I went back and I'm like, oh, I'll go the other way. Saw the gun turrets,
Yeah,
and I'm
this
like,
thing
okay,
here
I'll
is
go down
such a
to the
pain.
Krogan Battlemasters, and then came up behind the gun turrets and took them all out.
When they run at you like the destroyers.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty scary. They're like the Krogan.
And
That's
look,
why you
Liara's.
need, Leonora or
Yeah.
someone who has singularity or lift, and it does so
Yeah.
much
It helps so much.
and throw as well.
I think
I had Rex,
and then another one comes
uh,
out straight
Aiden
after. I was
there.
like, oh gosh. Yeah. It's like, what do you do here?
Yeah, I had to do a lot of saves in this part. Like I'd kill a couple, save, move forward, kill a couple, save. It's yeah, they just keep coming in waves.
Yeah. And then it charges right at you and kills you if it gets close. But yeah, yeah. I thought
Yeah,
this
practically
game.
one hits you. That's how much damage he does.
I thought it was a good end level as well. I felt like it combined
definitely.
everything. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
games sometimes they're too easy at the end, or they're way too hard, and you're like, oh, this is not fun anymore. Yeah, but this
Yeah,
was a
and it's
good
cool that
balance.
it all comes back to the Citadel too. It's like you started there, and it's all nice and peaceful, and there's nice little lakes and rivers and
And now it's
cars.
become a war
And
zone.
now you're in this place, but you're just like a war zone, and you're like, whoa.
Whoa, what's happening? Yeah, flip him off.
You obliterated him.
I know, it's funny. I died at this part so many times. This is the one where you're doing for the stupid guns. Yeah. But yeah, and then the final boss is Saren. You know, that was
That
pretty
took
cool.
a while.
This
Yeah,
fight
that was
here,
hard.
this was one of the hardest fights in this
Yeah.
whole game.
I can only imagine, like, because I think I knew Michael, you were playing it on the hardest, and I was like, how the hell? It was hard on the hard. I can't imagine that.
It's a
that
cheese you
Lift.
can do.
hardest thing.
Lift.
Lift would
See?
work on him. Nothing else did anything to like
Yeah.
hinder his movement. Stasis didn't work. Singularity doesn't work, but lift did.
Yeah.
So
you go.
I would just do lift and then start pummeling him.
And the other thing is he burns your guns sometimes. You know, where he's in stasis.
Yeah, so you have to hide behind cover.
Well, no, you have to swap your
He
weapons.
does that sniper rifle.
Yeah. You know, it was pretty tough.
His shield's so annoying. Like you get him down just to the edge of the shield, and then he
Yep.
charge back up, and you're like,
And then-
oh, I didn't scratch his health.
And then other Geth come in
What
too.
difficulty were you playing this on, John?
Second hardest this one. I did play the
Okay.
hardest on this one, but I played it as a depth only because I wanted to do all the unlockables, the achievements.
What difficulty are you guys going to play the second one?
Hardest.
It's always the hardest.
All right, I guess I'm going the hardest.
Only because I
Yeah.
want the achievement, Jason.
I don't give a shit about the achievement, but I can't. I have to go. I have to follow.
So you're going
Root.
soldier in the second one, so you can go any weapon.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know,
so
right?
easy. The
Do you
second
get
one,
yeah,
the
do
soldier
you get the chance to change your
class.
class?
Yes,
Yeah.
but you might want to
Well,
stay
we don't even
soldier.
have to do a continuation one. I know
I'll
the
do-
engineer I had was so much fun doing the second one.
Oh, really?
Because you just keep throwing out. You've got, was it incinerate, overcharge, and cryo bomb? So overcharge to deal with their shields, and then incinerate to deal with like their health and armor.
Oh, true.
It made it so easy going through. Now I haven't played Adept going throughs, and I'm probably going to do that.
I was going to say soldier's really fun in number 2 because you get this mode, but oh yes, he's overheated my gun. I am
It's like adrenaline rush where everything goes slow motion and you do more damage, I think.
surprised I haven't switched guns. I think I waited to cool down, but I was going to say yeah, soldier's really fun in number 2 because yeah, adrenaline rush,
continue.
and you get to use all guns. You know, but yeah. I played Vanguard in number 2. Vanguard was so hard. You think it's hard? Play Vanguard on Mass Effect 2. But anyway, well, thanks for coming and doing this with me, Jason and Michael, because I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about. Number 1.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the game. It's a 4.5 stars out of me. The half is just the Menko and the controls of that. If it weren't for that, and the combat is a bit janky, if it weren't for that,
Yeah.
it would be 5 stars for me. Because honestly, the story, the atmosphere, the pacing of the story as well, like, it doesn't feel too long. Like, I
Yeah.
know, like, you know, some games they drag on. You're like, well, I just want to finish this.
Yeah, it only drags on if you're doing all the side missions.
Yeah. What would you give ranking, guys?
I'm probably gonna
Are
go.
we doing this out of 10 or out of 5?
Either
Yeah,
way, I get it out of 5 for me.
which would be equivalent to 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel the same.
It's almost perfect, and
Yeah, it's so close.
I'd almost give it a 10 out of 10,
That's the
even with the
grenades.
flaws, because if you're looking at this as one of the first games in any genre, it does it so well.
Yeah, that's true. If you took it for its time, then you can know. If this had like the combat of number 2 and the story of number 1, then it's like the perfect.
Imagine if they had a
Yeah.
remaster like Oblivion. I would so buy it. You know, where they actually change
Yeah,
combat,
that'd be good.
fix it up, change the Menko, maybe change some of the side missions so it's not as boring. Man, like, oh, I love this scene where he
You
comes
can get
in.
rid of the Menko and just replace it with the one from number 2, and everyone would be just as happy.
Or make the Menko more like Halo's, you know, Warthog. Everyone would
Yeah.
love that. But,
Yeah, this scene was amazing.
Yeah.
oh, this was.
This is just like, oh,
I mean, you think Shepard's
So
about to
epic.
die. I love
And he
this.
comes up and stands on that mountain, and he's like,
Yeah. Go.
humanity.
And then everyone's quiet. And they're all like, "Oh no." Yeah, this is.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
excited
excited.
for-
I'm excited for number 2 now. Looking forward to the chat at the end of number 2.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think I'm
uh,
going to take
Just
some.
playing
I think I'm
that
going to take some more notes. I didn't take many notes. I just played through.
did
this
you
one,
need
like,
to? Like, you pretty much said what you wanted to say.
Yeah, I did, but I think I would have been a bit more. There were things like I just couldn't remember that. Like I think I would have liked to. Even though I just
Ah.
play it with a notepad and I just jot down things that like,
That were
insights or
interesting.
like things that were interesting to me. I think that'd be just something I want to do. I think it'd be fun to do.
Yeah. It'd be fun. Are you going to continue Renegade, or you think you'll change it up?
No, yeah, I think I'll stay Renegade.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I think I'll stay Renegade because I did Paragon when I did Mass Effect 3. So I haven't gone a second playthrough of Mass Effect 3. Gone a second one of Mass Effect 2, but I'll go Renegade as well, I think. You know. Yeah, no, it should be good. How about you, Mike? So you gave it 9 out of 10, did you say, or was that Jason that just said
I would give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
But like, yeah, it's 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. It's almost perfect, and I feel bad for downgrading it for features that weren't common back then.
Yeah, I guess. I guess to me,
If we're
like,
talking about it back then, I would give it a 10 out of 10. If we're talking about it in today's, I would give it a 9.
Which is still pretty damn good considering how old it is.
Yeah.
yeah, there's not
I
many
feel the
games
same.
I'd say 9 out of 10 today.
No, exactly. I'm like, this is actually. I was so impressed by how well it's held. Like, it's almost gotten better.
It's like
If that
wine.
makes sense. Yeah, it's aged like a fine wine. It's like this is actually better than I remember.
Yeah, I definitely would definitely like to play number 2. I'm glad I had 2 runs of this game, but I definitely recommend it to anyone who's never played Mass Effect. Get into the first game. I know there might be controversies in the in the sequels, but honestly, even if you just play the first game and that's it, I think you'd be pretty satisfied. But yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it's a complete package.
100%. Oh yeah, it's cheap now too. You can get all 3
Yeah.
games in one. You know, which is
Yeah.
highly worth it. Honestly, I got it for $10. It was on special. I got it from the EA store. I know you guys got it from Steam, but either way, like for $10, getting this much amount of content is like even just this game alone, I would pay probably $30 even now. You know,
Yep.
or even full $80 because I feel like you get enough.
I wouldn't pay $80.
Well,
would
because it's an
not,
old
but
game, but I mean,
$30
if this was a brand new game, I mean,
probably.
yeah, I mean, I brought all the previous games before as well. Yeah, I pre-ordered number 3 just because of how good this was. So, anyway, that's my views. If everyone's gone, we'll just call it a stream.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Good.
boys. I'm gonna head off, but yeah, enjoy number 2, and I'll see you on the other end.
All right, see you, Jason.
All right.
See you,
Later.
Michael.